Give it a second. All right, we're good. Hey, Carol.
Hello. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So, today's today's topic, or today's discussion, we're going to talk about why the U.S. is not at the top of the list if something was to happen here in Ecuador.
Yeah. Not our first
Not
choice
our
to go
first
back
choice.
to. Just the last choice, honestly.
So, some people may want to know why we would not want to return to our home country.
Yeah. And there's many reasons, but we're going to get into that. We're
Yeah.
going to get into that.
So I've given it a lot of thought, Steve. Like, yes, it would be nice to go back home. Yes, to the home country. Where we are right now is home, but our original home country is the US, and we lived in Virginia. And so I've given it a thought, and it does cross my mind a lot of times whether or not I want to go back.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's crossed my mind, obviously. You know, it comes up in our discussions every once in a while, but not in the sense of we want to go back to live. It's mostly like maybe extended visits.
Extended visit.
Rather than
how long would that extended visit be for you?
I know, we were there before, like, because we don't own a car in the States, we got to rent a car.
Yeah.
To do things.
Mm-hmm.
If there's stuff going on that we have to do, that's one thing. But just being there and having to spend money on a vehicle and gas, and we're staying with someone, a few weeks, month maybe, if we're
we've done a month
with our grandkids and doing stuff, like, a month is doable.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Carol. Yes, I am feeling better. My ankle is much better. I'm still in the boot. We're gonna talk about that later,
though. Now, yes, going back, it will be great. The problem is, if we had to move back to the US, we know that it wouldn't be feasible based on the budget we set for ourselves. And if we could have done what we are doing right now in Ecuador, in the US, it would be great.
Yeah.
But the reason why we left is because we can't do what we're doing here in the US.
Yeah, not without having a job.
I'm retired. Not definitely. At the moment,
yeah,
I'm retired, and so
both of us.
That wouldn't be the case if I was in the US. It was.
We would eventually have to go back to work. One of us.
Sooner than later. Sooner than later.
Yeah.
The problem is, when we were in the US, because my job was an hour away to and from home, the stress of traffic, it's not feasible. It's not something you should want to do on a daily basis. Yeah. Like, why I got to sit here in traffic and have all this anxiety, wondering, I've been in multiple car accidents that was not my fault. And the stress level from that alone is like, you don't want to continue to do that.
Yeah.
But you have no choice.
Yeah. My stress for work was a little bit different. It was just the job itself. But I didn't really mind the job, though. However, I don't think I would want to go back. I definitely wouldn't want to go back to work. I'm not even going to trip about that. But yeah, there's lots of reasons, and which is what we're going to get into in this discussion is like
why,
especially budget. Yeah, especially
because that's basically what you're basing it off of. That's you set a budget for yourself, and you're like, okay, where can I go with this budget, and how can I live comfortable without the stress level of being concerned,
and how much of an American lifestyle can I continue to have, whether that be like food, transportation, your home, accessories.
I mean,
so which we're also going to get to some comparisons, but yeah, it's one of those things where, are you going to go and live the lifestyle of the culture, or are you going to bring your American lifestyle, which will absolutely change your budget, depending on what your budget is already. If it's unlimited, hey, do what you want.
So, thinking about going to the US, I've considered the budget we set for ourselves. When I look at apartments or houses to rent, I mean, because before we owned a house, and if we decide to go back, I would not be interested in purchasing. Yeah. But if we had to rent a place, what does that look like on our budget?
Yeah. Taking us back years to
like, years or what?
I mean, like what we may have been willing to take for a certain amount of money, like if we was going to rent a place.
Okay.
What we were willing to maybe take 20 years ago ain't what we would be willing to take. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
20 years ago, maybe like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Nah. But it's different. It would have been different 20 years ago. So based off of that, going back 20 years ago, that wherever you're living was probably okay during that time. It may not be okay now.
That's my point. Yeah.
So like I said, based on our budget, would we be able to live in the US on the budget?
No. Maybe there's a place in the United States where we could afford to live, on the budget that we set for ourselves here.
But not, I mean, based on the fact if we were going back to Virginia.
It's probably somewhere in the mountains or somewhere where stuff is so cheap that maybe
in the mountains.
I mean, or like out in the country, who knows?
All I'm saying areas.
All I'm saying is it wouldn't be the life that we probably would want. We wouldn't mind living in a rural area, but I don't know. I don't know if our budget would support that life. Because we need a big old lawnmower. You need all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because it depends on where you're living in the rural. You don't have to get a huge space just to have
you wouldn't want to in your retired life. You wouldn't want to just be like to have nothing. I know you.
What do you mean?
You want
nothing?
Enough room.
What do you mean nothing?
You want enough room for your garden.
Okay, but that doesn't mean you need an acre of land.
No, but still.
I mean, I have a garden now, and I don't have an acre of land. I have a spot.
True.
And that's
all I'm saying is no. There's probably nowhere for us to live on our budget. That's my point.
What if you got an RV?
It would have to be a really good one because they only last. If you're going to be in it constantly, you might get a good 10 years out of a cheap one.
Okay.
But you got to get a really good one, which is really expensive.
Have you looked them up?
Yes,
see?
I remember.
I'm not talking about before.
No, but recently they're expensive. Like good ones, the good ones are expensive. You can get ones that you're going to use, once a month, once in a while, and they'll last you forever. But like if you're going to be living in it, like you might get a good 10 years out of a cheap one. So you really got to like put money into getting a good one if that's the thing. However, when we're talking about budget, yeah, maybe if we were able to purchase one, maybe use or something like that.
I don't want to use one. That's you.
So what are you looking for?
I'm looking for my screenshot.
Hold on. You want to pull it up or you want to look at it first?
I'm going to look at it first.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all. Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do is some price comparisons. Are you going to do housing first?
Yeah, okay. I looked at some places in
Virginia
because I'm familiar with Virginia, and that's where we came from. So we go back it would more than likely be in Virginia because you still want to be near the grandkids and the kids,
Right.
or the kids and the grandkids.
So we're gonna do a little screen share here.
Okay, so based on what we have, like we have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath house that we're staying right now.
Oh, hold on. Let me change the layout, please. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, I looked at some houses based on what we have. Now, some of the houses that I pulled up, they were high. So as you can see, this 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, it's only 1,000 square feet. It's 2,100 a month.
Yeah.
That's
which is
outside of
insane. Which is insane because it's like way more than we even paid for mortgage before we left.
I know. What I'm saying is, this is what it is if you want to rent a place.
Yeah, and I think like for us that would destroy our budget. You know, right instantly.
Right.
So you'd be looking for a place that you may not be satisfied with.
Yeah, definitely, because depending on the area you're in, you may not feel that way.
Yeah. So
we had a comment from Carol. She said one thing that disappoints her is how many expats migrate and still attempting to live like they're in the U.S. That's correct.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot, and on one end, like I can't blame you. You can live the way you want, but on the other, you go somewhere.
But
if you went to a foreign country, you should try to integrate yourself a bit instead of trying to turn that place into where you came from.
Exactly, because the reason why you left where you came from was a reason you didn't want to be there.
Well, but for some people, that's not the reason. Some people, it's not so much that they don't want to be there; is that they get more for their money, their retirement.
Well, that's true,
somewhere else.
They can live off.
So
yeah,
it's not so much them not wanting to be there; they just want to live somewhere where they can afford, and they're going to take whatever they can with them.
But if they can afford to live in the U.S.,
then they could probably afford to live there, just not the way they live here.
Right. So don't try, like you said, don't bring your U.S. views and ideas, and
that's going to happen. Like if you're 60 years old and you
stuck in your way,
right? You know, however you are by the time you're 50, you're probably going to be that way for the rest of your life. So it's hard to tell someone not to do it, but it is somewhat of a problem when you Americanize another country.
And my thing is, it irritates me because if you're moving to another country, why are you moving there?
Yeah.
You know, why are you trying to change something that works for them? They didn't ask you to come. They didn't ask us to come here.
Right.
And just because I want a certain brand item and they don't have it, why can't I look for something that's comparable?
Yeah, which we've done.
We do.
We've done. Yeah, we had never bought anything made by Westinghouse, maybe except for a computer monitor before. But that Westinghouse oven we had, that was the best. I don't think we've ever used an oven that much.
I don't even know why you brought it up because it makes me mad.
It makes you mad you can't find it again.
No, it makes me mad because you told me not to get it before I left.
Yeah, well, but the same one. Yeah. Okay, but quick story.
There's no quick story.
The time we were in,
it was just the fact that he said, "Don't get it. You can get it when you get where you're going."
Yeah, I figured they'd have the same one here because we use that one so much. We had to get a new one. But anyway, you can like kind of integrate a little bit. There are some things you may want, like certain things for your kitchen that you like. They're really quality. You like to have. You may want to have something like that.
I mean, you can find some of those things. Like for instance, they do have some of the same similar brands from the U.S. or in North America. KitchenAid. You have your KitchenAid. You have your Black and Decker, Hamilton Beach. What else?
I don't.
Oh, you don't look at brands anyway.
Yeah. If the thing is though, like you can get those things. They are a premium here.
They are definitely a premium,
depending on where they originate from. So it's going to cost you more, which goes into that whole Americanization thing, because the only people that can afford it are like foreigners and like wealthier Ecuadorians. Like you won't really see them with KitchenAids that often.
How do you know?
No, I'm just saying, like, because like when you go into the store, like Sukasa, right? The people that go in there aren't like the normal, just everyday Ecuadorians that we see when we go like to the mercado or whatnot.
Yes.
Like they're not the ones buying KitchenAids. That's my point. That it's more of a premium item here. In the United States, it's just a good blender. I mean, it's a good mixer. Here, it's like a premium item.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. That goes into
premium costs go
right.
with it too.
So that's what I'm saying. That like there's a premium aspect to it that makes it like more like, I don't know, makes maybe foreigners feel a little more close to home or whatever. I don't know.
Like they say, most people are married to what they're used to.
Yeah,
that is true.
And hey, how you doing?
Yes, because I am married to a KitchenAid.
Yeah.
I'm married to a KitchenAid.
She refused to go any other route, and I ain't mad at her. I told her if you want it.
Yeah, I had to swallow that pill. That was a huge pill to swallow, to pay almost $500 for a KitchenAid. Yeah. When I had one in the States for $200.
Yeah.
That was long ago. That was years ago, when the classic was basically $199. So yeah, I'm married to it. It's a bad habit, a bad marriage, because it's breaking me.
So to do a little comparison with the pricing, here's some more. This is in Virginia.
It's still in Virginia, but the reason why I did house is because that's where we are now.
Right.
Now, when you're looking at an apartment, the apartments are no different. So the apartments in the US, if we decide to, if you want to downsize, like if you wanted a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, this is what it would cost in Virginia. Yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure in other states the prices vary.
Or just other places in Virginia, it could be different.
That too. But that's what it is.
Yeah. And that ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work for our budget.
No.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, is it just the cost of living that would, if you could afford it and stay in the US, is it just the cost of living that will keep you from going back? Or are there
there's
some
two
other
things.
things?
It goes into something else. The cost of living would cause me to have to work, and I don't want to go back to work. So that's the main reason I wouldn't want to go back.
So that was I said if you could afford it. Oh, that was the first thing I said.
Yeah, afford and live like,
I'm saying
thrive. If I could thrive, then yes.
Okay.
If I could thrive.
If you could thrive,
yes.
Going back, would the cost of living be the only issue for you not going back?
Probably, because if I'm thinking about like political aspect, whatever, that'll change in time. I don't care. But cost and not wanting to work is what keeps me from going back.
Okay.
Me personally.
I agree with that. I don't know if it's just cost of living for me.
Right.
Because I was working there and we were thriving, but it was more to it than just cost of living and working for me.
Yeah.
I had they're not as great as the cost of living, because you have to be able to afford to live there if you can. But there was other aspects of me not wanting to be there too, as far as the political climate and just being a person of color.
Yeah. It's always an issue, but whatever. That's not my main problem though. So we want to do some more comparisons.
Well, yeah. So the reason why we are at. So for okay, say that.
Root of the Source.
Okay,
podcast.
Thank you. Cost of living, safety, and mindset for them.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like I pretty much agree with anybody's reason for not being there, whatever it is, because it's all relevant. Everyone's experience is different, and the way everyone deals with stress is different. So
yeah,
I agree.
So This is what okay, so I use Cuenca. These are some options that I found. I think this was plus Valia.
Plus value.
No, it's plus Valia.
Ah,
Okay. I just went on there to pull up what you can let's see, that was in keto. What you can get here. But I mean,
there's so many options.
so many options. If you want a modern a modern condo apartment, it's anywhere between, I would say, 1,200 or less, depending on the location of
Yeah, definitely less. Yeah.
where you want to stay. Um, a lot of these are furnished. There are several unfurnished apartments here that run about the same thing, run about the same amount or less.
Yeah, and typically if it is unfurnished, it will be kind of significantly less at the beginning. If it's furnished, you may pay a little more, but like, the same apartment you can get for $550. If it's unfurnished, you might be able to get for like $400. So it just depends on. And these are just two quick examples.
Yeah,
There's so many places to rent.
So many places, and the area. Now, you can see pictures. I didn't want to put pictures up of the apartments.
Okay.
Because you can get to see the rooms and the layout of the apartment. Now, granted, I will say some of the apartments that I looked at, they were small.
Yeah, some can be tight. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was showing you remember that I was showing you the apartment that the shower was a corner.
Oh yeah, it was like a corner in between the toilet and the sink, and it was just like I don't even think I could stand in it and close the door.
I don't even know how to
do it because there was one that had a door and one that didn't. Were the same one but just upgraded.
I don't know. But basically, you had to stand and you can do a 360, and that's it. You couldn't walk around.
Yeah.
And the crazy part was one of them didn't even have walls, like glass walls.
Yeah, it was just a space.
It was like, a space where you had to put a shower curtain.
It was like taking a shower in an RV. That's what it looked like. Like that's how, because sometimes the RV showers sometimes are there. The whole little bathroom area can get wet.
Right.
Like the toilet and all that can all get wet. So that's what it looked like. It was insane. It was just a drain. It was a shower head and a drain underneath.
The thing is, if you were sitting on the toilet and you turn on the shower, you can take a shower.
Oh yeah, you can take a shower. Like, that's what that thing looked like. But then there's places that look, magnificent. Like they're huge for the price. And it could be a house or an apartment. So there's so many different options. It's like one of the reasons that we do like living here and that we don't plan to go back is because if like we move from where we are now, we can find a place well within our budget and keep it moving.
Or if we left here?
If we left this house, where we live right now. Yeah. If we decide to move. Yeah. So finding another place isn't really the issue. It's just finding the right place.
Oh yeah, definitely. The right neighborhood, the right place. Because here, depending on where you are, you can be near a main road and it's loud because definitely the buses here don't sound like the buses in Salinas.
Yeah. However, we don't live on the road that they go down back and forth, like all the time.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know they were loud, but still, like we're not as far, we're not as close, so we can't honestly say like if somebody lives in Central, where the buses go by all the time.
No, when you're at the bus stop, do you hear that bus go?
No, the squeaking tires and all. No.
Okay, so that's my point. In Salinas, when they stop,
yeah, it was loud.
It sounded like grinding. The brakes was grinding.
Yeah. But we got so used to it, we didn't even notice most of the time. Carol said cost of living and more natural environment is primary for me. What do you think, Monta, regarding cost of living? Okay, so with Monta, I'm not going to say that's significantly higher. However, anywhere where you have beach property, those places are going to cost more. But there are places to rent in Monta that are a little less expensive.
If you go
away from the beach,
back from the beach.
I would say this though. We don't have a lot of expertise on Manta,
but
but
it
it's
is
not
it is
so much.
affordable.
Yeah, it's affordable because it's not the cost of living that keeps us from Manta. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's
but she's asking regarding the cost of living. The cost of living is similar to, I would say, Salinas. Depending
probably
on if you want,
but it's just a lot bigger.
yeah, Monte is definitely bigger than Salinas.
Yeah.
You will get. I think they have more high rises in Monte than they do in Salinas.
Oh yeah, because it's just a bigger city. And
Beachfront.
Yeah, a lot of beachfront stuff. The weather's different, but
yes, it's a lot warmer.
In regard to just cost of living, the cost of living isn't what keeps us from Monta.
She didn't ask if it kept you from.
I know, but she's asking about what I think about Monta regarding the cost of living. I think it's pretty affordable.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's not the reason that we wouldn't choose to live there. Affordability. Hey, J to JJ to JJ. So,
but Monta is similar to the same cost of living as Salinas. If you're on beach, if you want beach, ocean view, or I can't even say beach. I guess it's beachfront.
Yeah, I mean it's within blocks of the beach, so like or the ocean. So it's ocean view, beachfront, whatever, how you want to call it.
Because it's not on the beach. Like there are some condos on the beach in Salinas, and then there are some across the street. So it's not beachfront to me. It's like ocean view.
Right. Yeah. Well, people are just gonna say if they rent it, they'll say beachfront.
And if you're getting beachfront property, you're going to pay a premium, especially anywhere from, I would say, $1,300 down, but then it's also depending on the size of the condo.
Because like in Salinas, you can definitely get something really nice under, even $1,000 sometimes. But
just be mindful that in Salinas there are a mixture of American realtors and Ecuadorian realtors.
Yeah, and the season. If you're not doing a long term, if you're not doing a long term rental, it's definitely it might cost you twice as much. Like if you want to do 2 or 3 months, that monthly rent will probably be twice of what you pay if you rent it for a year. So just keep that in mind. So like I know somebody might say, I looked at places in Salinas and they want to charge me $1,500 for a month. But that's because you were looking for like 30 days. Short term. Yeah, short term, 6 months to a year. They might say, okay, well, $800 or something like that.
Beachfront, depending on who you're getting. I mean, high season, low season. Yeah. Short term, long term is going to determine the cost of the rental.
Yeah. Jay said, I want to move to Monta one day, maybe Salinas. Love warm weather and beaches. The thing you got to know about the weather on the coast is there's so many different little climates, but generally speaking, the winter season or the low season is pretty cool. So if you're looking for like year-round warm weather, there's a few places like that on the coast, but Monta and Salinas aren't exactly those places because during the low season, there's a few months where it's going to be nice and cool. It won't be cold, but it'll be nice and cool. And in Salinas,
it may be low 70s.
It'll be in the 60s and 50s. It got pretty chilly.
You're talking about Salinas. You don't know about Monta. Monta could be the same. It could be 70s all day. We don't know. But if you want warm weather, Monta and Salinas are good choices if you want to be near the ocean. Yeah. On the coast. What is the other one? Porter Lopez?
I know what you're talking about. Olong and Montanita, and there's a few. There's
they're along the coast, so you have a lot of choices of where you want to stay. It would depend on access.
Yeah, what you want. Yeah. That was one of the reasons that pushes away from Salinas, even though we really liked it there, is the amount of access to things that we have here in Cuenca.
Now, what do you got? Because I don't.
You still want to share it?
Yeah, but I'm trying to go to the next screen. Oh. So the next screen is if you decide you want to, what it would cost because we had talked about moving to Quito, and the only reason why either of us chose not to go to Quito is because of the altitude.
Yeah, it's higher than here. It's 8,200 feet here, and it's like 9,200. It's like 1,000 feet higher in Quito, and we didn't want to decide to move there, and then the altitude ended up being an issue. When we visited, it wasn't really an issue. It wasn't too bad, even though we wake up in the middle of the night gasping for air. But yeah, Quito is a bigger city, so there's even more there. But we actually really like it here.
Yeah, and it's affordable, the same as any other area or any other city or province in Ecuador. It's affordable.
Yeah,
If you choose to not live on the coast and you want to live in the mountains, it's affordable. If you
yeah,
choose to live in near the Amazon, it's
yeah,
affordable. You know, any place we think in Ecuador is affordable and is within our
yeah,
budget.
yeah,
The thing is, if we moved out of Virginia and moved to, let's say, further south, yeah, we may be able to find somewhere.
yeah. As long as it's away from the bigger cities.
Yeah, I'm saying you may be able to find something within your budget.
Mhm.
However, the problem comes with the next thing. Are we going to pay for transportation? Are we going to
Right.
get a car?
Yeah, because you would need one pretty much anywhere in the South.
It, I mean,
in
yeah,
most of the country,
yeah,
you would definitely need one, especially if you're away from a bigger city.
right.
Um,
And so, being here in Ecuador, we don't need a car. We don't need a car because we can get anywhere we want to go
yeah,
with just taxi or a bus, tram,
yeah. And close by, we take the scooter, or
or you
we
can
might,
walk.
yeah. We take the bus or the tram into town, or to where we want to go, and plan our day around walking from that location. So we can take a short bus ride or train ride somewhere, and then walk all the other places that we need to go, and then take the bus or train back home, or a
Yeah.
taxi if needed, if we have a lot of stuff to carry or something.
So when I was looking at the cost for Virginia transportation, we're looking at in Virginia they have the HRT, Hampton Roads Transit, and
That's in Hampton Roads, so not like the whole state. You can't speak for like
Northern
Northern Virginia
Virginia.
or Richmond or something like that.
So I was looking, I was like, okay, if we didn't want to get a car and we wanted to ride the bus, a single trip is $2.
Mhm.
One, like me getting off the bus going to, let's say if I wanted to go to the grocery store to Food Lion, I have to pay $2 to go down the street, $2 to come back.
Mhm.
And depending on how far the bus route is from where you're staying, I don't think I can carry.
Oh yeah, because bus stops aren't nearly as convenient as they are here.
Right.
Yeah, thinking about where our house was.
The
I'm not even
bus,
sure what it was. The
it
bus
was
stop was it near 7-Eleven?
no, the but wait, yeah, there was one near 7-Eleven,
Yeah,
and then it was one across the street at the Shell.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, if you're carrying stuff on a hot day in
Oh, do you
Virginia
remember the
or a cold
guy?
day,
I don't know if you ever saw this guy. He didn't have a car. He would go to the grocery store. He had 4 recycle bags he would carry every Friday to go home.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, because there was no sidewalk down there. Like
No.
once you got to a certain point. Anyway, that would be a total hassle, and also considering like the variation in weather in the United States. So like it could be crazy hot and humid, and you're just not carrying much stuff, or it could be frigidly cold, and
But my thing is, you getting off the bus here. If I get off the bus,
Mhm.
I have access to taxis riding
Oh
by
yeah,
constantly.
yeah,
If we were in the U.S. and I got off the bus and I had all these
yeah.
bags,
You out back. Yeah, you stuck.
you really don't see taxis that often.
Yeah,
When we were in Virginia.
yeah. And if you did, I mean, you had to call them. Like they weren't just riding around looking for fares. Liz said access to medical and dental care should always be a factor because one never knows should there be emergency. You're right.
Yeah,
We're definitely going to talk about that.
Yeah, that is one of the things that is a factor in whether or not we're going to move. We would want to move back. Why we wouldn't want to move back
Yeah.
to the U.S. But if you're, the children ride free, and the Go Pass is basically where if you're working for a company, they can get discounts. and you can use this, especially if you don't have a car and you got to get back and forth to work.
And well, this is you talking about the VB? Oh, this
No, the
okay.
Go Pass.
Okay.
The Go Pass is purchased by universities, different companies, like anybody who's partnered with the HRT has.
I would imagine that the shipyard, because they had a big area up there.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people who don't have cars.
Yeah, or just rather commute on the bus, because this bus lines go straight to the shipyard in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're working for a company, the company may offer you a Go Pass. That is if you're working for the company. If not, if you're not working for a company and to get a discount fare, you have to be 65 and older. I think if you're on Medicare, you can get a discount fare, and if you're disabled.
Yeah.
So still, comparison, what we pay for a bus ride is 30 cents. 30 cents to and 30 cents back. Yeah. Or if we have to do a transfer, it's still
you gotta pay another 30 cents, and then and the train is 35 cents. So
if we left and went to the grocery store and came back, we still pay less than $1.
For the both, it would be like $1.20.
No, I'm saying for one person.
Oh, for one person, yeah.
I would pay less than $1 for myself, and so would you.
Yeah.
But like the Go Pass, it still would apply to a business, someone who's 65 and older. Yeah. And you would think someone who's 65, hopefully they'd be retiring. And not
imagine that. That's a whole other conversation.
But I'm saying that is the whole point. Why 65 is the age of retirement? Because I know it's a whole topic, but it's a topic. Yeah. Like
there's history behind it, and I mean that age is going to keep going up as long as they want people to work. They want people to work till 100. So I
get it.
Yeah.
Now Debbie said recently she found our channel, and her husband will be moving to Salinas September 26th. Awesome.
Yeah, nice. So if when you hit Salinas, if you got any questions that we can answer, definitely ask us. We learned quite a bit in 2.5 years living there. We really loved it there, actually.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
There weren't problems. It was just this place was just better.
Liz says, I like the Olan area, but I don't think they're close to medical care unless you are willing to travel an hour or so away. Yeah, because we had friends that would come from Olan to come to Salinas to go to the grocery store or the mall because there's no mall there.
Yeah, because like Olan's kind of in between here. I mean, here Salinas and Monta, so like you're gonna go one way or the other.
But I think Olan, Salinas is closer.
It might be
to Olan.
It's like an hour and a half, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyway, when it comes to, like she said, with transportation, there's also cross country transportation, across state transportation. That, as you can see, with Greyhound and was it Trailways? Trailways is still around.
I don't know.
You know it is.
Okay.
But like Megabus and stuff like that.
The thing is, the reason why I pulled up, I looked up Greyhound. When we were traveling from Cuenca, there was an issue. We missed our van, our connection to go to Salinas, and therefore we had to take a bus. So taking a bus is considered intra-provincial.
Yeah, there's intra and
inter.
Okay. Yeah.
So I reached out to a friend because we had never taken a bus, just like unexpected.
Yeah, unexpected. Like we've done it before, but not just like we got to do it now. Let's go do it.
Yeah.
It was always kind of planned out before.
So we were we were stuck in traffic, and I was like, Steve, we're gonna have to take a bus. And at that time, Spanish still wasn't great, but we managed to get a bus. Mm-hmm. And it was only $5 between the two of us. I mean, no, $5 each.
Yeah.
And that ride was 2.5 hours.
Yeah, because it was from Guayaquil to Salinas. Yeah.
So when you're looking at, if we were in Virginia and we wanted to go to North Carolina, that's 5 hours away. So it's from Salinas to Cuenca It's almost
It's,
five and a half
it's
hours.
like 5.5 hours. Yeah.
So that's why I did the comparison with Virginia and North Carolina. It would be $48 between the two of us. Now, granted, the dates and days differ.
Yeah, depending for Greyhound.
For Greyhound.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it differ.
Hey, Lorana.
Debbie said we are 63 and 66. We're working on getting the retirement visa. Love the ocean. Think being where there are quiet times as well as tourists and parades, etc. seems so exciting to help us keep.
Yes.
Oh, now we will say Salinas. While we were in Salinas, there was a parade.
They were
just like once a month.
It seemed like
once or twice.
No, literally, it seemed like there was a parade like once a month. no lie. There was just one like a day or two ago. So yeah, they get down on the parades on the Malecon, and it's definitely like a higher part of the season and lower part, and even during the high season, like Tuesdays and Wednesdays are kind of dead, so you can kind of just enjoy the beach all you want.
But there was a parade. I think the past weekend.
Yeah, because I remember seeing
or maybe mayor. It was recently.
Wait, what's today? It was this week.
What's today? Saturday.
Today's Saturday.
It was Friday. Saturday.
No,
Thursday.
It was recent.
Yeah, they have a parade. It could be a beauty pageant parade.
Kids celebrate. It's Christmas. Yeah, the Christmas parade.
Easter.
The whale season starting.
Yes.
There's there might be like a culinary one and like
it could be
bands.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Or if they're gonna have an event.
Yeah.
They have a parade before the event, and you just go outside and like, oh, it's a parade.
Yeah. New Year's is basically a parade, just of people.
Yeah. I mean, it was great.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah. And the great part of seeing the little kids playing their instruments.
Yeah.
And the girls.
But you got to listen to them practice for the month and a half before the parade. So.
No, you don't.
Depending on where you live, you're going to hear them practicing.
Yeah. Okay. So, but like I was saying, I compared it to going to Durham, and this is what you would pay per person. Now, 2 hours away, for instance, like if we were leaving Guayaquil going to Salinas, if you were going from Virginia to DC,
Virginia Beach, DC.
I mean, I said Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
It's $36 per person.
Yeah.
And on a budget, that's not feasible because if you wanted to travel, you really have to save to go just a 2-hour drive or 2-hour.
And this is all assuming, of course, that we don't have a car.
Right.
Which, comparing our life here to if we went back to the States, we're trying to compare. We don't have a car here, so we want to compare as if we don't have a car there. Yeah. You said, do you think it's too early to contact real estate agents to try to secure at least one of the newer condos on the Malecon? It may not be too early. However, you want to make sure that you time it with September. September's still in the high season. So if you're going to do a long-term rental, you got to make sure that they know it's going to be long-term. You'll get the best price. It may not be too early. It just depends on who you're contacting because they may have someone in that lease already.
Right. And depending on when they're going to move out.
It ain't too early, though. That's my point.
But I will say, if you do think about whatever it is been offered as, negotiate down.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Negotiate. Yeah. I mean, it's different. Like, that's another thing. In the US, the prices are set. The
price is the price. Yeah.
The price is the price. When you come to Ecuador, if they say it's $1,200, you probably can get it for $9.
You might be able to get it for $8. They're going to ask you for the most they can get.
Right.
First, which, it's just business. Counter offer.
Definitely counter offer. It's a negotiation country. You need to negotiate.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what I want to pay. And I would say go lower than what you really want to pay.
Yeah.
So you can get what you want to pay.
Yeah. Lower than what you're willing. Lower than what your like the lowest part of your budget is. Go even lower than that. Start there. And then work your way up.
Now thinking of a 3-year lease, it depends on the owner whether they want to do it or not. Because they may do 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know about
they may only do one because they may have a building that's new or whatever, and they want to
They want to
They
maximize.
want to maximize and maybe get somebody who's going to pay a little more the next time.
Right.
And also, if you want to do 3, do 1.
Oh, because you may not like.
You may not like where you stay.
You may not like where
you may think it may be beautiful and everything, but it may be too noisy. You may have
it
parties
depends
next
on
door.
maybe if you're talking about the Malecon, and depending on what part of the Malecon, if you're going further down towards Chipipe, because that is
it's a busier area.
Busy area, and on the weekend is very loud.
And direct beach access, which means there's like a lot of people out there.
Not only that, some of the condos are right next to a restaurant, or they're above.
Yeah, I'm saying like above a restaurant. Yeah.
And so they could be playing music until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And that is the honest truth. Party starts at 6 o'clock the day before, but it doesn't get crunk until
4 o'clock in the morning,
11 o'clock, and then it's boom, boom, boom till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
4 or 5.
So just know that San Lorenzo is a quieter area of the Malecon. It just doesn't have it's not directly in front of the beach.
Yeah,
there's the Malecon on the street, and then there's like houses, a little smaller condos.
San Lorenzo is on the beach.
Yeah, part of it, but like for the majority of it isn't. So it's quieter, even though it is technically like beachfront.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. And yes, here's the thing. I don't know if they necessarily expect Americans to negotiate, but they negotiate. So as far as expect negotiate, yes, technically, yes, they will expect you to negotiate. If you take the first price, they're going to say, hey, thank you, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Definitely negotiate. And like I said, the main thing is you're going to get the same price probably for a 1-year lease as you would for a 3-year lease, if they even want to do a 3-year lease.
Yeah.
So just go for 1, see if you like it, because you never know what'll happen 6 months in. You're like, maybe we should have got a different place, because you definitely want to try a place out first.
Yeah.
If you could do 6 months for the same price as a year, do that, because you may want to move after 6 months. You never know.
That is true. Yes, San Lorenzo do have restaurants in walking distance.
Yeah, because it's all on the same Malecon. You can walk that whole thing, no problem.
And they had Locals Point. Locals Point is right behind San Lorenzo. That has a lot of restaurants within that little area.
And there's other little restaurants dotted around. If you near the Selena sign in that church, there's a bunch of little restaurants around there. So that's not an issue at all, honestly. March 2 weeks. How far away Cuenca from Manta? Long way. Long other side of the country. So Manta's in the southern part, interior, in the mountains in the country. Manta's on the almost northern coast. It's getting up there. So from here, you can take a flight. That'd be the fastest way to get there. Otherwise, if you take a van, I want to say it's something like, oh man, I'm not even sure. It's long. It's really long. It's a long ride. So no, they're not close. But if you want to visit the two, you can take a short flight between them. That would be the most efficient way, and the flights aren't that expensive.
No. So if you're in Manta, you have to fly to Quito, then come down to Cuenca.
They might have direct. I'm not sure. We haven't looked into like direct flights to Manta, so I'm not sure.
I don't know if they have direct flights from here to Manta.
Yeah, because they just started direct flights from here to Galapagos, so they may. I'm not sure.
Okay, so another factor: food. The vegetables, fruit, here versus what we would purchase in the States. I'm just going with some of the things that we buy on a regular basis. Tomatoes. I buy tomatoes, and it's about anywhere between 12 to 15 tomatoes that are like vine ripe tomatoes. And the bag is about this long.
Yeah.
And it's about 12 to 15 tomatoes. And I pay $1.
Yeah.
The prices that are on the screen are from a grocery store. So if you're buying from a Mercado, it's going to cost you $1 it's going to cost you a lot less than a grocery store.
Yeah, so that's why we have the grocery store prices up here, because
The Mercado,
if we're comparing to the U.S.,
we're going to the grocery
we're
store.
going to the grocery store, so,
and not so much as the market.
Right. So keep in mind, we actually do a lot of shopping at Mercados here, not necessarily always at the grocery store.
Yes. Now, yes. So my thing is, what is the difference between a vine tomato and a regular tomato? Because all the tomatoes grow on the vine.
I don't know.
You charging me several different prices for something that's grow in the same place.
And this is
Walmart.
Okay.
And now I was thinking, most people, if you're on a small budget, you're going to the least expensive grocery store.
Yeah.
So Walmart is the Wally of world.
Okay, so this is Ecuador, and this is okay.
On the left is the U.S. price, and on the right is the Ecuadorian price. So you see the little blue ad, think of Walmart. Yeah. So I was looking at, I'm pretty sure Walmart has a lower price pineapple, but this was a so-called organic pineapple,
right?
And it was $4.88. And here you get pineapples for $2, $1.75, 75 cents.
And it also depends on the season. You may get them cheaper.
Yes,
like especially when we're in Salinas. Yeah, you get 50 cents sometimes.
50 cents, 50 cents pineapple or $1 pineapple.
Yeah,
but this is the price of pineapples here. Often flights go to Quito, then Manta, and by bus. If you left Cuenca about 6 a.m., you get to Manta by 6 p.m. Ooh, yeah. That's a long ride. Cherry tomatoes, I buy those, but now I grow them myself. They're $2.44 at Walmart, and if you go to Super Maxi, $1.33. Mm-hmm. Not bad.
And if anybody like just joining, just remember that these are grocery store prices, not Mercado prices, because it could differ.
See, LeBron, this is what I said. Like, you may have to fly from Cuenca to Quito to Manta, because I don't think Manta and Cuenca has connecting flight. That's what I think, LeBron, that all the fruit here are organic, but I've seen some Facebook posts saying that the fruit and vegetables are not organic, and I'm like, how do we know that? Are we on the farms or places where they're growing these vegetables?
If there's something I know, is that at the very least, all the fruit here is full of seeds, and I appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, everything. If you buy fruit, it's got seeds in it, except for bananas. Everything else has seeds in it.
So the limes, the lemons, because I mean, when you go to, that's what I haven't seen. I'm not saying it's not here, but I saw more lemons in Salinas than I.
Yeah. Because there were lots of limes, but yeah, there were more lemons in Salinas. But like, it's a different area, and it may just be more local.
Now on here, you see the limes. Right now at Walmart, they're 10 cents. They're regularly 25 cents. If you go to the Mercado, you can get a bag of limes for $1, and it's usually 20.
There's 25 or 30 of them in there, yeah. And they're like they're different.
They're smaller.
Yeah, I do want to say this: the limes that you get in the United States, unless you buy key limes, they don't look like the limes here. The limes in the U.S. look like green lemons, and they're not as juicy, and they're not as tasty. And I know they all come from Mexico, and it's big farms. All right, here they're smaller, they're juicier per lime, and they taste delicious. And the ones we have growing on our tree out here, they're like little oranges / limes. And this I've never smelled.
No, it smells.
They smell incredible. Yeah. Just to pick it up and smell it before you cut it, it smells incredible. So the limes are a little different, but they're definitely better.
Yeah,
100% better.
Now down to the watermelon. I know when we were in the U.S. last year, the watermelons were $6 and $7, which blows my mind. Like, why?
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to the grocery store here, and this, like I said, this is in Super Maxi, $4. They're $4 and some change. But if you go to the Mercado, you can get them for like $2 or $3.
Yeah. And watermelons. We also have to keep in mind that even though most fruits and vegetables are a lot cheaper here, there are some that are like comparatively priced because they're imported from other places. So I was it apples, stuff that just
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
naturally grow around here is going to be imported from somewhere else. So it may cost a little more.
But the
But the
apples
stuff
are
that's
not
local,
as expensive either. You can get apples from the Mercado for $1.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
like, I think it's maybe six in a bag.
yeah. But the
So
stuff that's grown here in Ecuador or nearby, it's it's so affordable. It's kind of insane. Like you can fill up a bag with more than
right.
you can hold.
And the fruit and vegetables are truly fresh and tasty. They taste like what they're supposed to taste like.
Yeah,
When you eat a tomato, it tastes like a tomato. When you eat a banana, it tastes like a
yeah.
banana.
Because you've gotten, I know, and people watching. If you're in the United States, you've gotten tomatoes from the grocery store, and they just taste like
Nothing.
red water. It's yeah, not unless you grow your own heirloom tomatoes or something like that. But otherwise, those store bought ones they're just factory tomatoes,
And there are watermelons that don't
they
taste
don't
like
taste like anything.
anything in it. Like you
Yeah.
used to get a ripe watermelon and it was sweet and it was tasty. That's what we get here
Yeah.
while we're in
You got to
Ecuador.
get one if you're in the U.S. You got to get one off the back of somebody's truck.
Right. And I'm pretty sure fresh fruit can be gotten in different countries, because when we were in Italy and we got fruit from there,
it was great.
It was great.
Yeah, and the U.S. just has some rules about cultivation and farms and stuff like that can make your fruits and vegetables taste not the best, not their natural state. We ain't no farmers yet, Lorana. The chickens are doing good though, and the quails.
Well, we're slightly farmers because I've grown zucchini, tomatoes. I'm growing bok choy. I got a whole thing of cilantro just
it's like a tree.
Took off. Now everything doesn't grow for me. Like I've tried to grow okra. And it would not. I have no idea what's wrong, why it's not working. I had it in a pot. I've had it in the ground. It just won't grow. Now, maybe if I just say forget it, it'll start to grow.
Yeah, leave it there for a while. It'll start to sprout up. Chickens don't eat it.
Bananas
a dime a dozen here. It's the national crop basically. And they export a lot of bananas to the United States, which is why the bananas that you buy here, they look just like the bananas and taste pretty much just like the bananas in the United States. The normal regular bananas,
it doesn't taste. No, they do not taste.
Well,
the same.
It seems a little. I know they're being shipped to another country, like when they go to the U.S., everything. So they lose some of their taste. But here, yeah, they are good. But the little like finger banana, I don't know what they call it. The small bananas, oh my God, they're so good. They taste a little bit different. They're sweeter, and they're fantastic. I said your husband loves seafood. You hate seafood. Midwestern meat and potatoes person. I understand steak is much cheaper there, but is it as available as seafood? Yes, but it's tough.
It depends on where you're getting. You can get it. You can get steaks from local butcher shops. So it depends on the cut that you're getting. Lomo is more like filet mignon, and it's tender.
Yeah.
Now, like if I've gotten some from Supermaxi, the problem is that silver skin that's inside that's going through the meat. I have to cut it to get that silver lining out. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's very chewy, but you can get nice cuts of meat here.
Yeah, but they come at a premium cost because the country doesn't like have this huge cattle industry, and they also don't have the same factory farm situation going on like in the U.S. So in the U.S., the beef is bred to be like really more fatty and more tender. It's not like that here, and a lot of the beef comes from other places like Brazil and like Uruguay, I think. So it's tougher. If you were to get like a T-bone here and think it's going to be just as tender as a T-bone, a grade A T-bone in the
Some
US.
parts of it is.
Yeah.
It depends on how you cook it.
Yeah. I'm just talking about generally speaking, it's not going to be the same. Like you gotta kind of change the way you think about it a little bit. As available as seafood though, yes, absolutely. And seafood, if you're going to be in Salinas, seafood is
if you're going to be
extremely
on the coast,
available.
The seafood is extremely available. They have a lot of markets that sell seafood.
Mm-hmm.
The shrimp, like a lot of shrimp, crabs. What type of crabs are those?
I can't remember the name of them, but they had the big huge crabs during that one season, and then
They have
the
those
regular little crabs. I forgot what they're called.
because they sell them here. I saw a guy the other day. They come in lots,
Like
like
a bundle of
bundle.
them.
You said they were good.
Yeah. Those crabs are good. But there's another one they were selling in Salinas. They were like they
I'm
looked like
talking about
little
here.
Dungeness crabs. I'm talking about. I was just
Oh,
saying in
it's
Salinas,
yeah,
they were like small Dungeness crabs, but
yeah.
we never bought those. But there was always guys selling. Um, so okra likes heat.
It's in the sun.
So like more heat than that.
That sun, it can. Oh my gosh, that sun can cook you out here. But I don't know. It's in full sun, so I have no idea why it's not doing what it needs to do. Blueberries, strawberries are very accessible here.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere you can get a little container of blueberries for $1. You can get a bag, excuse me, of strawberries for $1. If you're going to the grocery store, this is what I mean. It varies. If you're getting organic, like the one at the top, fresh strawberries, 1 pound here.
So it's Walmart.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
In Walmart, or they're $4.46, but you can get that same container here for like $2.87. And this container may be a little bit smaller, half this size, because they do have half of a pint size for 75 cents, and then you can get one for like $1.10.
Yeah, and
but if you go into the Mercados, you can get
a
lot.
It's usually $1 for a lot,
and they're nicely sized and very sweet.
Oh yeah, those big strawberries that they have when they have in the wheelbarrows. Oh yeah.
Now the thing about it, the blueberries, I never ate blueberries before I moved to Ecuador, because the blueberries in the U.S. had no taste. They were just
those California blueberries. Yeah,
they were terrible.
And they were big. No, remember we ate blueberries in the mountain. We were in the mountains, like those
off the tree.
The ones that
that was on the bush.
Yeah, they were so good.
Yeah, that's the first time I had blueberries. That was
makes
sweet.
That makes you change your mind about what blueberries actually taste like.
Yeah, because I was like, these don't taste like the one in the store. So
growing out in the wild. Yeah.
They were very sweet and good. So the blueberries here in Ecuador are basically the same.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good. Wait, I'm sorry. Or she said a small PVC hoop house can probably get good results out of your okra. Yeah, we'll see.
A small PVC hoop?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was there not long ago and bought 10 oranges for 50 cents. And they were delicious. Yeah. And they're not going to be like those, perfectly pretty oranges you get in the United States in a bag. These are going to be just straight off a tree. They might be different colors.
You can show one? I do have one.
You have one downstairs? Okay, yeah. The oranges, like, they're full of seeds, of course. And if you make juice from them, they are so good. It doesn't make any sense how good these oranges are. And the best orange juice I've ever had is here in Ecuador. Not to diss anybody else. I'm just saying the best ones we've had have been here. And yeah, the bananas taste so good. Creamy sweet, probably because of low. Yeah, they grow bananas. If you ride from Cuenca to like Guayaquil, you're gonna pass a bunch of banana plantations. They're all over the place. So you eat out a lot, asking about restaurants, and Selena's offering meat, not just seafood. Yes. There's a lot of them. There's a Paraguayan restaurant that specializes in big meat platters. We eat a lot of meat, so that's not an issue at all. Finding a meat serving restaurant in Salinas. You want to show your orange?
Okay, so first I'm gonna show this little banana. So this is more ripe. I'm gonna use this for banana bread. These are the bananas that Steve was talking about. They're so small and they're sweeter. These are the limes.
Oh wait, let me so you can see. I'm sorry. Okay.
So I need to show this.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. These are bananas that Steve was referring to. I'm out of breath. I just walked upstairs. Okay, and they're smaller. They're sweeter. Very good. I'm going to make banana bread with that. These are the lime. This is the lime that he was referring to. They're small and they're very juicy. So it's almost like a key lime. They're so small.
Yeah.
But
you get as much juice out of that one little lime as you would out of like a regular lime that you
maybe
buy in the
more.
US. Yeah, it's insane how much juice you get out of those.
So here's the orange. This is what the oranges look like here. They do not look like the oranges you get the what is it, the navel oranges.
Yeah, like all
very
just uniforms.
Orange
Yeah, look
color.
perfect. No.
Yeah, these and they're very juicy.
Yeah.
I juiced 2 of them this morning, and I have a half a glass of orange juice. I do not add sugar to it, and it was very good, natural, refreshing, and citrusy.
Yeah, they are. It's kind of crazy. So that's the thing. Like I guess in the U.S. you get used to, and maybe Canada too. You get used to your fruit looking a certain way. So like every apple, if you buying apples, they're all uniformly red or uniformly green or whatever. Here, they're not picking out the good looking ones and discarding out. Like they're not doing that. You're gonna probably get whatever's there.
Oh, I did have an apple downstairs, and it has a little brown color to it, but it's not bad. It's just a brown color.
Yeah.
So we're not getting these perfect looking.
They taste great. They taste great. They remind you of your child. If you're old enough, they remind you of your childhood because there's seeds and they're delicious. You said Costco blueberries are nasty, can hardly buy good produce here. Yeah. I don't think we ever did. I know we have bought blueberries at Costco.
No, you.
I used to buy the frozen bag for like smoothies and stuff.
Yeah.
But not the. I think I may have bought the clamshell maybe once because there's so many of them in there. Yeah, I don't know.
They were not good. I didn't eat the blueberries. It was on occasion when we got very good strawberries. Now we did have good cherries.
Yeah,
we would get good cherries from Costco. Bananas. The problem with bananas for me in the US, it seemed like whenever I got them from Sam's Club, when I got home, we had gnats. It's like, I don't know if they were inside the banana bag or whatever. It was like, as soon as I would buy bananas, we would have fruit flies. Yeah. And then when I didn't buy bananas, we didn't have any fruit flies. So I don't know if anyone experienced that, buying bananas that come in the bag of Sam's Club or I think it was Costco. When you get home, after you open up the bag, you all of a sudden had fruit flies.
Unless there was a fruit fly in the house and it smelled bananas and it showed up. Who knows?
But Ivana said the wheelbarrow ladies in town have the biggest strawberry.
Yeah. Yes, they look like tongues. Like they're huge. They're huge. They're massive. It's kind of insane.
Yeah. But they're so sweet. That is the crazy thing, to just eat a strawberry. It is so sweet.
Yeah, even if it's only like half red and then half red and half like white at the bottom or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like and that even like that white part is still really sweet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Eating healthy without breaking the bank. That is important because that was something that we were doing. We were definitely eating a lot better and for a lot lower cost.
Okay, so avocados, when I tell you, you can get maybe 3, depending on if you're going to the Mercado and which vendor, you can get 3 for $1, or you can get 4 for $1, or you can go to the grocery store and of course you can get bags. Yeah. I've gotten bags of them for like $1.50, or you just weigh them and they're by the kilogram, 1 kilogram.
Here or
here.
Okay.
So like here, this is $1, and I think it may come in a bag. Milk here. So this is the US. I didn't do a gallon because they do not sell gallon milk here. So a liter of milk is comparable to a quart. And this is what you would pay. So they do have Parmalat milk here, and just this 1 quart is $3. This, I've never heard of Lala. Now, Nido, I've seen that powdered milk for kids. I don't know what age group this is here, but they have an age group here, based on the cans of Nido. So Parmalat,
And this is here.
this is in Ecuador, is 96 cents. If you want a liter, which is here, this is like 2%. In the States, it's $1.
No, you said in the States.
I said here, if you want a liter, whatever. Okay, Parmalat, $1 here in Ecuador is $1. A quart, as you can see, the 1 liter is comparable to a quart. So in the States, it's $3 for that quart.
Yeah.
And they have bags of powdered milk, and like this is for a 1-year-old, and this is for a 3-year-old. I don't know what that is, what that's about, but they have age groups for different types of powdered milk.
It's got different nutrients in it.
Now, so this one container costs $19.93. It's 53 servings. That's in the US. And here you get 2 for $13.43. I mean $13.93. Yeah. So that's just a comparison. You want to talk about the weather?
Yeah. Okay. So one other reason that we decide to live where we live and not really go back is for the weather. We are in a situation. You want to?
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. We are in a situation or point in our life where we don't necessarily want to be cold. Now, there's something I have to say about that. Is it gets warm here?
Breathe hard.
Now I got to think about it. Like, it gets warm here, right? So you during the day it could be pretty hot, depending on where you are and depending on what part of the country you're in. Really hot, and it could be really cool at night. So like here, just for example, recently it's been pretty chilly at night.
Can I see my computer? I'm sorry.
What are you looking for?
I need to see my computer, please.
It can be pretty chilly. So like it's gotten down into the 40s recently, and there's the forecast that the country put out is basically that this month is going to be hot days, chilly nights. Even though the 40-something degrees is really, it doesn't honestly even feel like that if you go outside. It may feel a little chilly. You definitely gonna need a sweater, a little light jacket. But we aren't really hanging out at 10, 11 o'clock at night when it's really chilly. So that's not really an issue for us. But during the day, it is perfectly nice and warm. And like right now, it's nice and sunny. But in Virginia, it's cold. There's like snow and rain, precipitation, and it's just chilly and annoying. And here it's kind of like spring all the time. So like, how can we complain about that? We can't.
And well, going back, right? So yeah, I don't want to be cold. I don't want to walk around with sweater, like jacket, gloves.
Yeah, gotta go warm up the car.
Oh my goodness.
Go to work.
No. I don't want to be cold.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at an age right now, I just want to be comfortable. And I feel like where we are right now, we're comfortable.
Yeah. And like, somebody asked, well, why do you decide to leave and maybe not come back? I'm like, well, one of those reasons is because we don't want those dramatic weather changes. Not to say the weather doesn't change here. It just doesn't change dramatically like it does in the US. You're not going to go from 100 degrees in the summer to like minus 12 in the winter.
Right. But good example. So I think last Sunday it was in high 70s. And then that Monday, our daughter said it was 24.
Yeah.
How do you? No,
and that's on the coast in Virginia. So Debbie asked, what do we call chili?
Well, first is like the avocado, three
Oh,
avocado, $5.
yeah. Now it depends on where you live when it comes to avocados. 'Cause I knew a dude that he lived in North Dakota, and they were like, man, avocados like $3 a piece.
$3.
Yeah. So it just depends on where, because they got to ship them from different places.
You
So
can't. I mean, if you want to live on a budget and stay, how? Like I like avocados. I like avocado toast. I like guacamole.
yeah,
$3 for one avocado is crazy.
yeah.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. Now, what do we call chili? For me, I don't know yet because I'm in the midst of menopause and
Yeah. It could be
it
frigid.
be
And she's
frigid
like,
for
I'm
him.
hot.
So, what do you consider
No,
chili?
I want to say, was it the other night? The other night it was chilly, but when I say chilly, it's not like, ooh, I need a big coat to go outside. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like, yeah, a sweater, or a light jacket, like you're totally fine.
So,
And
like a
it's,
hoodie?
yeah, like a hoodie or just
Okay.
light jacket. But temperature wise, the thermometer might say 47, 48, 49,
It does not feel.
51, but it doesn't feel like that. It
No.
feels more like 55, maybe like 60. I don't know. It's honestly weird how it feels here when the temperature says a certain one thing. It legit just doesn't feel
Okay.
like that. And it's not usually
Okay,
windy
hold on.
here at night.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
US, us. We're from the US. Ecuadorians, they will be walking around like when we were saying 32 in the US, walking around with a coat on, with gloves and a scully
Yeah.
or whatever, Ecuadorians would have that same thing on.
And it's like 60,
and it's
65.
6 degrees
It's 65.
and I'm up here like, oh my God, can they open up some windows
On the bus? Yeah. And there's people on the bus, they got like parka hoodies on. And like it gets hot in there to us.
So that's why
yeah.
if you're looking at Ecuadorians, you would think it was colder than it actually is for us.
Especially if you're just used to living in the United States, unless you're from like
if you come from Florida and you come to Ecuador, you're tank tops. You're like, oh, this is great weather.
Yeah, and if you're used to cold, if you're from somewhere like northern in the United States, and you're just used to cold, like even the chilly nights, you're like, okay,
shorts.
I feel good. So it's kind of subjective when you say chilly.
If I go to the store, I have on a tank top, some capris, some sandals, and they're looking at me like, and I'm like,
yeah. I've said this before. We could be at a bus stop, and me and LaShawn will have on like short sleeves. I rarely wear shorts, but like it could be like short sleeves and shorts. Standing next to someone with a full coat on, a full length coat on, and like this, like it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
But yes, the climate is definitely a factor.
Yeah. Lorana said it was chilly when she went to the market early. Put a poncho to wear your flip flops. So that's the juxtaposition here. Like you can wear a coat and like have your feet out. Or poncho and have your feet out.
You can wear a poncho first. You can go out in a poncho, and then next thing you know, you're coming out the poncho.
Yeah, or you can be the other way around. We've done that where we left and it was nice and warm and sunny, and before we got back, it had gotten cloudy, started raining, got chilly, but we always kept our little light jackets with us, so we put it on, or we take a sweater with us or something.
So, other than the climate, we're going to get into now healthcare.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Well, let me answer that real quick before you get into healthcare because it's kind of relevant. The sun is very strong. The UV is like 13, 14 sometimes. Average temperature, 70s, 80s. But it feels if you're talking about Salinas, that 80 or 85 feels a lot hotter than that when you're in the sun.
Yeah, when you're in the sun.
Yeah, when you're out of the sun, if you're in any shade, it feels like whatever the temperature is, or even better. Because the humidity there is really weird. It's not sticky humidity like you get in southern United States. There's moisture in the air, but it's not like, I guess the dew point is not that high or something like that. But anyway, it feels hot. It definitely feels hot.
I mean, even in Cuenca, if you sit in the sun, you can only sit in the sun for a little
Yeah.
bit. It starts to get
It'll burn.
hot.
Yeah, it'll burn.
And sitting in the shade feels better. Like you may want to teeter in between because sometimes
go
when I
back and
sit
forth.
outside, I'll move my chair into the sun if it gets too cooler in the shade.
Yeah, and it can be dramatically.
Yeah.
Even like in our yard, if we're sitting in the sun, it's hot. Step in the shade, 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, I'm a little chilly. I need to get back in the sun.
Yeah. So you go back and forth.
It's dramatically different. Okay. Thanks, Debbie.
You
she said menopause is behind.
Thank heavens menopause is behind me, but my heart goes out to you. Yeah. I cannot pinpoint what brings it on and what doesn't. Well, yeah, he does. He's a
I just got to ask the wrong question.
He's one of the factors of a hot flash. But some days I would not have one at all, and I'd be wondering, what did I eat? What I didn't drink? What did I do? Was he around?
Yeah, probably. That was probably it. Honestly, I was watching football and minding my business, and she was fine.
And I was having a great day.
As soon as I ask her what time is dinner,
as soon as he comes downstairs, like,
what time we having dinner?
What are we eating? Immediately, I'm hot. Like, can you go back upstairs? Anyway,
Agent Grateful, what's up? How you doing? Michigan and Nevada. So you've gotten it all. You've gotten it all. You won't really have a problem dealing with the weather in Ecuador. And hey, Johnny. Yeah, we still on. It's been cold here in the morning and warm. Yeah, that's what we were just saying. That
it's been cold to you all in the morning. It feels great when I walk out in the morning.
We've got a fan on, y'all.
I go out there and me and the chickens are having a conversation. Like, how does it feel? It feels great.
So we're gonna get to healthcare.
Okay, so according to Google, AI, whoever, it says this is without insurance, if you're going to live on a budget, and why we will not be looking to move back is because without insurance, a doctor visit typically costs $100 to $300 for a primary care visit, but can be cheaper if you decide to go to some clinics, maybe under $100, but it can be higher for specialists. So a retail clinic, it says CVS, Walgreens, 60 to 120 for minor issues like cold and flu. That's just minor issues. Primary care office, $100 to $300. New patient visits can be higher. Urgent care, around $150 for an exam, not including X-ray and labs. So, and also a specialist can range between $350 to $400 or more. Mm-hmm. Now, if primary care, if you have a primary care here, general practitioner can be anywhere from $25 to $40. Now, I would say this: if you're going to a Ecuadorian general practitioner, their cost is usually $25 to $30. That's their average. If you're going to do a home visit, your home visit can be anywhere between $30 to $40, depending on the general practitioner that's coming to your house, the doctor.
But that convenience is really worth it.
So if you're going to doctors that are bilingual, you can expect to pay more. You can expect to pay $40 for a visit versus going to an Ecuadorian doctor who may speak a little English and they charge $25 for their visit. Labs here vary depending on what lab you go to, because some labs cost more than others. I've been to certain labs and gotten complete lab work, and I think it was maybe $50 to $60.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah.
But then I can go somewhere else and I can have complete lab work and it be $40, $45. It just depends, and you can shop around.
Yeah. They usually don't tie you down to like I mean, every once in a while, I think that you had like one time where they said you had to go to this one place or
because they only do it there because
right,
that doctor was looking for some specific lab work,
right,
and she felt like that lab
yeah.
did the best.
So you can't shop around for ordinarily for labs, but sometimes you may have to go to a specific lab that specializes in something. So that's just something you got to keep in mind.
Oh, is this? Did I just read that one?
No, you didn't read that one yet.
Okay, those hot flashes are yeah, they are killers. Although I will say now, years after menopause, I still can't regulate my internal temp. Not as bad as a hot flash. I don't know. I think the internal, external, all the above is. I feel like I'm on fire. I sent him a video this morning.
Oh, about the lady, she was having a hot flash. Yeah.
And the husband picked up the fan and just put it in her face, and she was like, "Yes, don't move." And that's how I feel because I do sleep better with the fan on my face, but he's suffering.
Yeah, I'm cold over here.
The cover is over his face, but for me, if the fan is on my face, I have a better night's sleep. But if the fan is turned just a little bit, 7 times out of the entire night, I'm throwing the cover like this.
Yeah, back and forth.
And then it doesn't change. And then it's crazy. You're so hot, and then next thing you know, you're freezing, like you're chilly, and then you're hot again. Whatever. Yep. It's crazy.
And Eddie Grateful said healthcare can be crippling financially for people in the U.S. We're not looking to ever move back either. Currently in South Korea. Oh, y'all exploring South Korea? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. But price. I mean, healthcare is a big one. It's a big one.
It's a big. I mean, this is out of pocket. If you have insurance, now insurance here varies based on for age and any pre-existing illnesses you may have. So your price can vary. It's not astronomical for one. Like I know when I was just we were trying to get life insurance, and because I'm older, mine was definitely higher than his. That was just life insurance. If I looked at health insurance, it was going to be maybe close to $200 just for myself. Maybe one something for you. So you're looking at $400 already a month just for health insurance. And I know that it's going up higher since, lately.
Yeah. It was going to go up. So
yeah. So
it's not unattainable. It's just unfeasible for us, unless you have a job that provides, a big supplement for your health insurance. Now, here's the thing. That's not saying like people like me personally, like you're a veteran and you get benefits from Veterans Affairs. I'm talking about excluding that because I would still need health insurance. It's really just too expensive. Which that's like another video, honestly, about the price of healthcare in the United States.
Someone asked about home visit. Yes, they definitely do that, and it's not an issue. It's not. It's pretty normal. It's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Because some people may not be able to get to the doctor if they're in a situation where they're bedridden, so the doctor come visit. Yeah. Or if you just want to do a home visit, you just reach out to the doctor and they say, okay, we can schedule it. And it can be the same day.
Yeah.
That is the thing. You reach out to the doctor, you speak to the doctor by WhatsApp, and they ask you what's going on, and they will say, oh, I can be at your house 4:00 this evening.
Yeah. And they'll tell you how much, and they'll come and do whatever they need to do, and that's it. It would have been, if not for my foot, like if not for the fact that I had to go to the doctor and get X-rays and stuff. I could have called a doctor to come here.
So anyway, let's talk about what's going on with your foot.
It's getting better. I still got this boot on. It's healing. It definitely doesn't hurt nearly. It doesn't really hurt much at all anymore. I've got a follow-up coming pretty soon. So hopefully I'll be, kind of on my feet again fairly soon. I'm really tired of wearing this boot to bed. That's the most annoying thing, honestly. So yeah, my poor ankle is healing.
Yeah. Now, we talked about labs and X-rays. So when he broke his ankle or fractured his ankle, we took a taxi to the emergency room. Immediately went back because we had a translator. Because I didn't know if we would be able to convey exactly what was going on with him.
Right. We were more concerned about being accurate as opposed to like just getting the service done. Like we were like, let's get it done. It's the first emergency we've had.
Yeah.
Let's get it done. Let's get it done right without any kind of like
hiccup,
mistranslations and
right,
stuff like that.
And we used a translator. She was great. She got us. We got everything we needed to be done within, I would say, an hour and a half. He spoke to the doctor. The doctor did speak English.
Mm-hmm.
He went back and did the X-rays. He got the boot. We was out the door. I made the payment. For the X-rays and the visit was under $300.
Mm-hmm.
That is not something that is even feasible if we move back to the US. X-rays are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the cost, because
emergency room visit is ridiculous.
And he wouldn't have been seen
not that fast, no.
as fast as he was when we went here.
I was seeing him like when we rolled into the
we
hospital.
Went straight to
we went straight to the room, and the doctor was there. So there was really no like wait
time. Because normally in the US, you may be waiting 2 or 3 hours in the emergency room. And then they take you to the back. You're waiting another 45 minutes to an hour before you're seen by the doctor.
Now,
the doctor comes and look at you. Then he schedules you to have an X-ray. How long do you think?
There could be an hour wait between that. Like you're sitting there throbbing in pain. I think I will say that the caveat to this is we called ahead with a translator who kind
But even if we did call ahead, we don't know if
it still would have been faster. I'm sure of it. I'm sure it would still have been faster than,
because they have levels the same way they do in the US.
Yeah.
Was it urgent, mid, minor, and normal?
Yeah, they have like a little chart on the wall.
Yeah.
So, but I'm positive I still would have been seen faster than I would have in the US. Seen and then left faster than I would have in the United States. Fan in the face, yeah. This time in your state, do you feel like there's more English-speaking medical practitioners? Here,
it's possible. In Cuenca, yes. I mean, I did have a few there was a few doctors in Salinas that spoke English. So yes, I think in their education, and I think because there is a secondary language to learn English here.
A lot of the professionals. When I say professional, I mean like doctors, lawyers, people like that. A lot of them do speak some English.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them may have gone to school in an English-speaking country or whatever, or just learned English in their studies. So a lot of them speak at least a basic level of English. Some of them know that they don't speak good enough English to like try to communicate to you in English. It's just easier for them to speak in Spanish. But then there are the ones who just are really good at English. So, and then there's foreign doctors, like from an English-speaking country. They could be from a country that speaks English and they work here. So and they do a lot of work with expats.
Now, I forgot what I was about to say. Shoot. What I was about to say.
Why are you thinking? Debbie said she's put a hand towel in the freezer and put it around her neck. That's an old school remedy. And that is like the 50s. A doctor doing a house call.
I've done that, and immediately, I don't know how hot I am, but when I put the hand towel, that I melted.
Yeah, it turns into like a hot washcloth, basically.
I melted ice pack in the refrigerator. I was so hot. It literally, like within 15 minutes or less, it was liquid. That's how hot I was.
Yeah.
Don't know what else going on with me, but that happened.
But we were talking about the difference. You talking about the price that we paid when we left and how fast the service was.
But bilingual.
On bilingual doctors, yeah, they are fairly prevalent. If having a bilingual doctor because of your
Oh,
level of Spanish isn't high enough, you can absolutely find one. Just know that, like LaShawn said, it may cost a little more, but like that's just relative. You're talking about $40 instead of 25.
yeah. Now, the insurance company we use is Sweden. When I reached out to them to set up an appointment, they have scheduled us with English speaking doctors. That is a plus.
Yeah.
I mean, to contact the insurance company, they set up the schedule, they contact the doctor and everything, and they send you a appointment time. That is the best, like hands down. The insurance, they reach out, find an English speaker or bilingual doctor, and schedule your appointments, and you're off. Now we've gone to the doctor at 5 o'clock in the evening. That is normal.
Yeah, and he said he worked until like what
7:30.
7:30. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's normal. So we are adapting very well to the culture here.
yeah. It's
And I
just there's
have
certain
no,
things that happen that we may not have experienced until it happens, and this was one of those things. We've been to the doctor, been to hospitals and stuff like that, but this was the first time we had it like an actual emergency, and it was a pretty good experience, honestly.
and Debbie says there's even
That's
a,
Lorana.
oh, I'm sorry. Oh, she was saying it
Yeah,
to Debbie. Okay. Yeah, yeah. If you go to the schools, it's a lot cheaper. If you go to one of the medical schools
yeah,
here.
and they have like a big dentistry school here too. Agent Grateful. Yeah, I remember when you broke your foot in Mexico. So you in and out the emergency room without even being seen by an orthopedic surgeon within 2 hours, and everything was under $900. Yeah. Um, when you go to another country, healthcare is just treated different. It's treated like, hey, people actually deserve to be taken care of.
Right.
Imagine that.
Yes, Lorana, Sweden is like a travel agent. They do everything. I have no complaints. I would love to see we're in the US trying to contact a travel agent, like insurance agency. Can you set my appointment, please?
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna be like, hey, okay, set an
No.
appointment and let us know.
They'll tell you how much your copay is going to be and what you're going to be out of
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah. 10 by, I hope I'm saying that right. Thank you for jumping in, and glad you've been watching us since the beginning. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So you were talking about Sweden.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so so with everything like what he went through was it was less than $300. If we had to go back to the US, we have to look for health care, which would be more expensive now that everything is changing. Um it would, I mean, me going to the pharmacy in the US, you have to have a prescription to get any type of medication, for as if you need it for diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety, whatever it is. You have to have a prescription if you're going to go to the pharmacist to ask for or to purchase anything that is for those ailments. Anything over the counter is usually Tylenol, Advil, something that isn't going to address what it is that you're going through.
Yeah.
Here, the pharmacist is like a doctor. You tell them whatever you're going on. Like back in the 70s, when your mama used to go to the pharmacist, like she's having yada yada yada, and the pharmacist would give her something for whatever I'm dealing with.
Mhm.
That's how it is here in Ecuador. You can go to the pharmacist and say yada yada yada. They tell you this is what they would like for you to take, and how many days do I need to take it? 5 days, 5 days, twice a day.
Yeah.
You may not, if you can't afford 10 pills, you can buy one pill
Yeah.
and go
Two.
back
Yeah.
until you get more money to go back
Yeah.
and buy 2 or 3 more. So there's really,
And you can
you
also
don't,
do it for someone else.
yeah, you can go and purchase.
Yeah. So like your spouse or somebody you're with is sick, or if you're by yourself and you need to send somebody to the pharmacy to get something for you, you can do that. They may have to take your ID sometimes, but depending on what you're getting. But like you can pretty much get anything. You just ask the pharmacist, say, hey, look, this they got this temperature, they got these symptoms, and they say, okay, you need this, and you need this, and you need this. And this is how much it's going to cost. How much you want to buy a whole box? You want to get a few pills? Like,
even going to do, like you said, doing something for him. For instance, he needed a password. I mean, his account profile needed to be reset. I didn't think they would allow me to do it, but as long as I had his cellular ID, she reset it.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be able to do that in the US.
Yeah, that's like imagine going to the DMV and resetting your wife's password. Like that was the issue here. Like, they're not gonna let you. They're gonna be like, okay, well, she's come here and pull a number.
When her foot is better, she can come back and do what she needs to do. So it's been a great experience in navigating things that we need to navigate here without hiccups.
To my healthcare,
all the above, from the doctor, healthcare, government, all of that.
I was just going to say real quick from the healthcare standpoint that it's coming from the U.S. You can't imagine yourself saying, "Man, the healthcare experience was great." Like that's kind of an odd thing to say. Like our healthcare experience has been really good here, because coming from the U.S. is like most people just have horror stories about healthcare. And yes, we do have medical care here. It depends on you, honestly. We've done government health care and private, and like going without, not long, but you can do any of those. There's pros and cons to any one you decide.
Yes, I mean, you're saying that you keep hearing sometimes it's cheaper to not use your health insurance. Depends.
Yeah,
it depends, because let's just say I paid out of pocket for his I paid out of pocket for your foot.
And at the hospital.
Right. Yeah. And if we would have used insurance, don't know. It could have been, I could have paid $25 compared to paying almost $300.
Right. So
it probably would have been better to use my insurance than paying out of pocket.
Right.
The problem was I didn't go to the hospital that was affiliated with the insurance because I wasn't thinking about it at the time.
Yeah.
Had we gone to the
right hospital,
I may not have paid.
Yeah, which was actually really close to the one we ended up going to, but we probably wouldn't have had to pay out of pocket, or if we did, it wouldn't have been much because like it would have covered the deductible anyway.
Right.
That being said, we still were able to do a reimbursement for the money we did spend at the wrong hospital. So it's kind of a wash.
And if you're using your insurance to go see your primary doctor, you may pay $4. You may pay $15. It just depends.
Right. Instead of the $40, you might pay, just 1/10 of that. So.
Oh, she was saying you can take a empty box or a photo to get your refill. Exactly. You can take the empty bottle. If you don't know the name of the Ecuadorian brand, just take the bottle and they can translate it and give you what you're looking for.
I've taken a prescription bottle from the VA and into the pharmacy, and they gave me they gave me the equivalent medication. If I need something, like you said, I can take a picture of something if I'm going to get it for LaShawn and just take it up there and they'll just refill it. They'll ask me how many I want.
So John said they've had
3 surgeries between.
How was your experience
at
the going into the hospital to have these surgeries? What was your experience? I know mine was quick.
Yeah, one day.
It was quick. I hate doctors that don't want to close to death.
Don't do that. I'm kind of the same way, but like, nah, that's just the older I get, the more I realize that, like, nah, just save yourself.
Yeah, it's not as bad. Like, go in, ask your question, and let them check you out and send you back home. So my question for you: what is your favorite couples entertainment there? Eating.
Yeah, for us, because we're really simple. So it's eating out, and then like we play a lot of games here at home, table games, war games, board games. We're
Going
just
to
really
the movies.
going to the movies. That's one thing we would like to do.
If the movie has been shown in English,
Yeah,
we'll go to the movies, because my thing is I don't want to read the subtitles.
yeah, and it depends on the movie.
Because I'm missing the movie.
Yeah, it depends on the movie. I definitely want to watch it in English. But yeah, for us, really just going out and just having a nice meal and going to the parks here is something we really like doing. Walking around,
especially on a beautiful day when it's sunny outside. You get like the greenery, the landscape, the flowers, the tropical fruit. Like they have rosemary bushes in the park.
Yeah, just kind of growing out there. Yeah,
those are the type of things you see. You can see mangoes, papayas.
Yeah,
in Saline we saw papaya trees
along
the road.
Yeah.
So it's similar to when we went to Germany, when they had all the apple trees,
and plums
along the road.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I don't really see. I didn't see while we were in Virginia.
Yeah,
you can go to an apple orchard, and that's on someone's land, but just along the road, no. You may see blackberries.
Yeah, blackberry bushes.
Yeah.
And here blackberries are everywhere. But yeah, like in our neighborhood we lived in Virginia, it was one house. Like they had like
that was a house.
Apples
it was on their land.
They had like peaches and stuff,
but it was on their land.
Right. And
here,
my point is that
it's
wasn't
at a park. You can go in the park and you can eat off of these.
Yeah, if you can eat off the tree, you can have it.
Yeah.
And Eddie Grateful says, "This is our final home." We don't know.
At the moment, anything could change. We have talked about if we had to leave, where would we go next? Colombia was on the list.
Yeah, because it's so close.
Yeah,
similar in a lot of ways.
I don't know. We talked about Thailand.
It might be too hot, and we got so used to like not dealing with mosquitoes, y'all. Like being up here in the mountains, there ain't no mosquitoes, and like this, y'all just don't know. If you've been around mosquitoes your entire life, you're just like, yeah, I hate them. Oh, just, when you get away from them, you're like, oh, I can't believe this life exists. No mosquitoes. So yeah, I don't know. Anywhere we go, we gotta look at that. We gotta consider the mosquito population.
Yeah, is it in our top list?
It might be in our top 5. Like, how many mosquitoes?
Do I want to be hot? Do I want to be humid? Do I want to sweat?
Right. Yeah. Well, it may be worth it. You never know. Depends on where you're going. But yeah, as far as being our final place, we don't know. It's just it could be our final place, but the last place we want to go is back to the United States.
Yeah, I mean, we have family there, and we definitely miss them.
Yeah.
But it's not. I hate to say it's not worth going back to deal with not being able to afford living in the U.S. and being stressed, anxiety, all the above. It's not worth it. And the idea of going back to work.
No, that's worse than the mosquitoes.
It's not. I did Southeast Asia for a decade solid. It's not worth it long term.
Well, yeah, I heard that like it depends on the personality of the person and like what you like and what you don't. If you're a single dude, hey, it might be heaven for you. Who knows? But like me and her, the 2 weeks we spent in Bali, right? Bali was great, but I don't know if we could live there because it was so like muggy and humid and like rain. The rain, it wasn't that big a deal, honestly, but like the humidity and just it was like everything. It was always wet. But we did like it.
What was the bug situation, Salinas? It wasn't.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's confusing. Okay. It depends on where you're living. And if you're high up.
If you're in the high rise in a condo, we were on the 13th floor. We didn't deal with mosquitoes. We had occasional fly, which was because I can't stand flies. Like you hate mosquitoes, I hate flies.
Yeah.
But occasional fly.
But that's because we were up high though. Like I think we had more honeybees flying to the apartment than flies because we kept our windows open all the time.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, there wasn't that many. But if you were on the ground,
if you're on the lower level, ground level,
you will deal with mosquitoes.
If you're living in a house, there was a phenomenon
Oh,
of,
with the gnats, yeah, like once a year.
and what was the locust?
Oh, I forgot the name, the Spanish name, but yeah, the grasshoppers. They would swarm every once in a while.
Oh, it was like in front of the entire condo was just covered with, it was these black bugs and grasshoppers.
Yeah.
And
But the grasshopper thing we missed because we were out of the country. We came back and they had just went away.
But we didn't have any on our.
It went on for like
we didn't
week
have
or two.
any on our balcony.
Yeah.
We didn't deal with that.
Yeah, we didn't deal with it because we were on the back side of the building and they were hitting the front for whatever reason. They were hitting the front.
Which was fine.
Fine with us.
But the bug situation, depending on where you are, where you're located, if you're living in a house, if you're on the ground floor, you can deal with mosquitoes. You can deal with flies and all those things.
But the mosquitoes and Salinas aren't horrible. They aren't.
We don't know.
Yeah. No. But I was saying because whenever I used to go to boxing and whatnot, and there would be mosquitoes in there sometimes. And every once in a while I get bit.
Oh,
that's the only reason I remember that there were mosquitoes.
No. Hold on. When I went to the gym downstairs.
Oh, downstairs in the condo. Yeah.
They were monsters.
Yeah.
Those jokers was monsters. Yeah. Like they hadn't seen blood, and soon as you walk in the gym, they're on you.
Yeah. So that's how we knew that there were mosquitoes because in our apartment we never had mosquitoes. But down on the ground floor, yes, you will deal with mosquitoes. But that being said, the bug situation in Salinas isn't that bad. I do know there's a few more like mosquitoes and stuff like that in Monta because it's a little more wet. Salinas is pretty dry. So yeah, there are like bugs, flies, mosquitoes, but if you're up higher in a condo, you really won't deal with them at all, honestly. We rarely had any kind of thing flying around in our apartment.
Okay, only 3 months in. Say that word. Manglerato?
Yeah. Okay. And not too bad for bugs. Learn how to manage humidity for clothes, etc. Retire. Yeah. The problem on the coast, it's not necessarily a problem, but like the moisture in the air, depending on what part of the coast you're on, it's not dewy. So you won't really know how humid or how moist the air is unless you like wash the clothes and try to hang it out to dry.
Yeah.
And it's in the sun wet. And it's still wet after like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah. It's still damp. It's not damp. Wet.
Yeah.
It's damp because it's slow. It dries slower, but it can take a couple of days.
Yeah, if you want to dry something outside. Yeah.
Because if you're like when we're in the condo, when you look out amongst the city and the houses, a lot of houses had clothes hanging on wires or lines, and they would be out there for 2 or 3 days because it takes that long for it to dry. Yeah. It's not a bad thing. You just have to understand that it's going to take a while before it dries.
Yeah, because you could in our apartment, like you go in, you see like a little sheen of like moisture on the floor.
Yeah, because it could be dewy.
Yeah, but it's weird. I'm sorry, it's hard to explain honestly until you get there. But there's moisture in the air. You're right there on the ocean.
Now, when you do have dryers, there's a lot of dryers here. Yeah. Have your kids thought about leaving the U.S.? No. And that's all we can say about that. No. We're never going back to the U.S. So many better places to live with throughout the world. That is correct, Johnny.
If something was to happen and we had to leave here, that wouldn't be our first choice to go back to. We're like, okay, let's find another country because we only get the one life, and why not experience as many places as we can, especially if it's just an affordable place for us to live and just enjoy life and have a good time without stress. I think that should be everybody. Speaking to me, that's everybody's goal.
Debbie did a super chat. Can you pull that up? She says she have not found many YouTuber expats doing lives with such detailed explanation of things in Salinas.
Oh, yes, Debbie. I'm sorry. Because on my stream here on the software I'm using, it doesn't show the super chat, but I just pulled it up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it.
Answer that question.
So you said, wait, which one?
I have not found many YouTubers expats doing lives with such detailed explanation of things in Salinas.
Yeah, okay. Because there's not a lot. So there are a lot of expats in Salinas, but maybe not really many making a lot of content because it's not the the biggest beach city in Ecuador. That's Manta, um,
Yeah.
and it's not as popular. A lot of people don't even know about Salinas, honestly, because it's more of a destination for Ecuadorians than it is for like foreigners.
Yeah, a lot of foreigners go to Olan and
Manta
no, Montanita.
and Montanita, yeah.
Yeah, that's near Salinas. Salinas is a very small area.
It's kind of a small town.
Yeah.
But
And you don't want to say town, but it is a town.
yeah, it's a city, it was a town, but it's right next to La Libertad. So it bleeds into La Libertad in such a way that you don't realize you've left one and gone to the other, which is why you may not realize how small actually Salinas is. Um, but yeah, we have plenty of information about Salinas. So like you can pick our brain as much as you want, honestly. Uh, the ups and downs, the goods and bads of it. But I will keep saying this. We definitely liked it in Salinas. Um, it's just one of those things where we had to weigh like what's better for us now, Salinas or Cuenca. And it ended up being Cuenca. But we are very glad that we had the experience in Salinas first. So I will say this, Debbie, you are doing yourself a favor by going to Salinas first, because you will learn a lot more about the culture and how to navigate things that aren't as accessible to like Americans. It is less accessible to Americans in Salinas. So the way the buses work is different. You're going to find a lot fewer people that speak English. It's a lot less catered to foreigners. It's more catered to Ecuadorian families and people just coming to have a good time at the beach. So you will get to see a lot.
Yeah, if you want small, intimate, that's what Salinas is. There are a lot of expats there. They do have gatherings just about every day of the week.
Yeah, there's always something going on.
They're doing pickleball, Mexican train, karaoke,
volleyball.
Yeah, and you find those things along the Malecon. There isn't. It's like when we talk about access, there's only one mall, and it doesn't have a lot of American stores. I think it was Aeropostale was the only American.
One in the mall, yeah.
And they had a Payless.
It was a Payless, yeah.
And Payless was not the Payless that I grew up on. Their Payless shoes cost $50 to $60.
Yeah,
dollars.
It was just called Payless. It was just called Payless.
But there is Puerto Lucia near Salinas, so it's little cities, little towns, small, that is around Salinas.
And you'll get to see a lot of whales and sea turtles.
Yeah,
which is always cool. We could watch it from our balcony. It was always cool to see the whales jumping out of the water.
And Salinas has a tennis club, a yacht club. Puerto Lucia has a yacht club that you can only be invited by Ecuadorian. And I don't
somebody has a membership.
Yeah, someone can bring you there. I don't think foreigners can pay to be a part of the yacht club. Right. I think it's only for
not without invitation.
Yeah.
Salinas has a lot of bonuses. There's a lot of great things about it.
And it's small. So like they have they have a Super Maxi, they have 2D Super Arki. Super Arki is in Libertad. So
and Comisariato.
Mi Comisariato is near the Malecon. They have a bigger one right behind the Malecon. Yeah. So you have little like accessible restaurants and grocery stores right off the Malecon. Is
Supermax is a little further,
and you got taxis. They don't have meters. So it's best to ask before you get in the taxi if you want to go somewhere. To Supermaxi, $2.50. If they want more than that, get another.
If you go into Paseo, the mall, which also has the big commissariato, which is called hypermarket, it's $3 from the Malecon.
No more than that.
And maybe now we've been gone for a year. Maybe it went to $3.25. Who knows? But $3-ish. If they charge you $4 or $5 to go from the Malecon to El Paseo, the mall, they're trying to get you. They just say no. And they say, okay, no, $3.
Now, if you want to be have more access, then Manta would probably be the other option.
Yeah, it's a lot more catered to foreigners. Like that Manta is definitely more like attractive to foreigners because there is more like medical
American.
care. There's more foreign like restaurants and shops, stuff like that.
Weird question, but have you seen any stop vape shops in Cuenca? Yes.
They're everywhere.
There's a Cuenca smoke shop. There's a vape kiosk inside of Millennium Mall.
And there's one inside Mall Del Rio.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, it's downstairs.
Yeah. Yes, there are several vape shops here. Being in the U.S. and a bit jaded, fearful of scams, would you say most real estate agents for rental are trustworthy? You answer that question.
Okay, so I will say this. We are very, and I'm going to answer your question, but we are very kind of picky about things that we do, and we've been around the block, y'all. So like, we can kind of see if somebody's trying to get us or not. That being said, for the most part, people we've dealt with have been trustworthy. That doesn't mean everybody's trustworthy. So it's hard to say. What the best thing you could probably do is just talk to people.
And get recommendations.
Yeah, get recommendations and just find out people who, if everyone you talk to says, yeah, that person, they did right by me. Our landlord did right by us. So we can't, if someone else has a bad experience with her, then that wasn't our experience.
And I didn't use a real estate agent when I chose to come to Cuenca.
Yeah.
You have Facebook Marketplace. You do have some real estate websites that you can go to check out. It just depends on what you're looking for. Yeah.
For the most part, I'll say that they are trustworthy. Just be mindful if you're dealing with a real estate agent that does a lot of business, strictly with like foreigners or expats, because I'm not saying they're not trustworthy, but you're definitely going to be paying more.
But you can negotiate.
But yeah, you can always negotiate. And Timmy said, awesome, stay away from expat realtors. I'm not going to say stay away, but I will say use caution, because there is a very good chance that if you deal with a local realtor, you may get a better price, especially one that doesn't normally deal with expats. Or if you've got an Ecuadorian friend that can negotiate for you, you might get an even better deal. Just saying. Also, Debbie, one thing that we didn't realize until we moved to Cuenca, or was it kind of later, get a, what was it, when we did the lease? Notary. Mm-hmm. Get it notarized here. Get your lease agreement and everything notarized. Don't do the whole handshake. Yeah, no, this is our contract. It doesn't mean anything in this country unless you get it notarized. So,
and you probably still have problems. So
yeah, you might, but just know that like any recourse you may have is now legal if you get it notarized first. There's offices all over the country where you can do that.
So, looking at the comparison as to why we have been in Ecuador for almost 4 years is basically because of the cost of living, food prices, transportation is just more affordable. I mean, if you want to retire early and you either, like we say, you have a nice savings set aside or you're on a fixed income, Ecuador doesn't have to be the choice that for you. Anywhere else, Mexico, Colombia.
Yeah, it could be somewhere in Southeast Asia, and it could be Europe, depending on what your budget is. Obviously Europe's going to be a little more expensive with certain parts of Europe, but depending on what your budget will dictate. But if getting away from a rat race, getting away from stresses, and or just wanting to, or it could just be you want to experience something new. You might not. Not everyone in the United States is stressed. Like let's keep it a buck. Like my job, I didn't hate my job. I know a lot of people who hated their job. So there are people out there who are like, "No, I don't hate the United States. I just want to see something else." Those people, they exist. So you may want to find a place that just works for you. Um, and if it becomes such a nice option that you decide not to come back, then
I mean, because like we talked about, there are people who live in Indonesia. There are people in Thailand. Some people in China, Japan,
yeah,
Bangkok. You know,
you could have moved to Poland. It could be whatever.
Johnny said you can't say anything negative on Facebook or elsewhere about anyone, or you can be held liable. So you won't get the information you need. Just talk to people before you use anyone.
Yeah, and that's a really good tip, because I just forgot to mention that in Ecuador you can be held liable for something you say about someone online. So you can't just, like, if you have a bad experience, like she said, don't go on Facebook and just blast it, and because they can come back and get you. Talk to people in person. If you know somebody's phone number, hit them up and get as much information as possible before you deal with anyone. Try to vet them as much as possible.
Right, but also understand, my experience may not be your experience. I may have had a wonderful experience with this person, with this translator, with this doctor, whoever, and then you go, it may not be the same experience. I don't know what could have been different, but you may have a bad experience. Not to say that me recommending you this person based off of my experience, I had a great experience. But when you came about, that person may not have met the needs that you were looking for.
Yeah, or and I'm trying to think of the most political way to say this. It could be you. So some people who have bad experiences, I'm not saying this about everybody, but some people who have bad experiences are having the bad experiences because of how they treated the experience. It wasn't necessarily the other person, is maybe how they were treating that person, or maybe they came across as disrespectful, especially if you're dealing with like someone Ecuadorian and you don't really speak Spanish, but you're coming at it in a way that to you doesn't feel disrespectful, but to them you're like you're being a little bit disrespectful. So it may change that whole experience.
So let me just say this: just because, I mean, if your Spanish isn't well, saying it louder
doesn't help. not nabbit.
It's coming across rude, and you may just, I mean, if you have Google Translate, if you have Google, and just ask Google to translate what you're saying,
but not always. Because remember, it's not always what you're saying, is how you're saying it. And the way that you're saying it, you're typing it into Google.
Oh, yeah.
Is the way that you're thinking it. But when it comes across to them, it could be
translated.
Right. Like, you got to be careful about, like, if you send a text to somebody, you put an exclamation point in it, like, to them, you're yelling at them. To us, we're just putting emphasis on it.
First of all, I haven't gotten any text with any exclamation points, periods, commas.
Right.
It's all
so that's what I'm saying, that like the way that you might emphasize something in the US, you do it here, it might come across disrespectful. So, and that might lead to your bad experience. Well, this person didn't contact me back. Like, okay, well, you yelled at him in his eyes or whatever. So just remember that it could be you.
It could be a language barrier.
Yeah.
Just just try to be polite. Oh, and patience. Patience.
Yeah, be patient.
Because our time is not their time.
Yep.
When you want something done, go with the flow.
Yeah.
You want something made, don't think it's going to be made within, it could be made within 3 days. It could be made within 2 days, or it may take 7 days. It may take 10 days. Whatever the amount of time it is, relax. You'll get it.
Yeah. You say you love that they use the US dollar. Yeah, that is a major bonus. Don't want to deal with learning new currencies. Yeah, nobody wants to do math in their head. Nobody here is in middle school, so doing that quick math in your head can be kind of annoying if you're having to deal with currencies, depending on where you are. Here, like dealing with US dollar is so convenient. I can't stress that enough. It's so convenient that everything's in US dollar. I mean, what else can I say? Honestly, uh, there's really no downside to it. Oh, and Johnny said her experiences were with expats. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. These these are these are negatives that you're gonna have to deal with as an expat anywhere. Um, they're gonna be people you deal with that you're not gonna like. Um, you just have to figure out what if they are worth you staying or leaving. Um, Ain't nobody here worth us deciding to go back to work and go back to the United States. So you can try.
You could be engaged with the local people around you. You know, you can get to know them. You can build rapport, relationships with your fruit vendors, Mercado vendors. You can build rapport, like going to the gym, hanging, boxing, working out with certain people. They're willing to talk to you. They may know a little English, but
They
it
love to
doesn't.
try to talk. Yeah,
But it doesn't stop you from building a
Yeah.
relationship with them. It's just up to you
Yep.
and how you view things. I'm not here to convert anyone to think the way I think. I'm just here to live a better life.
Yeah, and which is what we've been doing. Not to say our life in the US is bad, by no means, but the being able to just retire and be here and be comfortable has been great. I could offer to get Gringo on a rental or a lease. I could afford to get Gringo. Sorry. Oops. But my intention is to purchase a couple hundred in east of the Andes and build infrastructure for a farm, future generations. That would be ideal. That would be ideal.
I just don't want to manage it.
Yeah.
I mean, the little 2 chickens I got right now is a lot because I have to get up.
Netta and Greta ain't that hard to deal with.
I get up in the morning. Soon as I open the window, they're like, "You ready to feed us?" I'm hungry. Feeding his quills. It's great.
Yeah.
I will say that experience to have a little small chicken coop in the yard because he has always wanted chickens when we were in Virginia. We were not in a residential area that allowed.
Yeah, the city ordinance was like you had to have so many feet between you and your neighbor if you had chickens, and like I would have been pushing it. I would have been pushing it. You know what I'm saying? So like it wasn't worth even trying.
But here in Ecuador, you don't have the same city ordinance. You don't have the same laws. You can be living you could be in an apartment building, and right next could be some cows, horses, goats, sheep, whatever, chickens, and it works. What can I say? It works.
Yeah. To keep your yard, bug free, and they produce some eggs for you. Well, I guess hers will start producing eggs in a couple
next
months.
year.
Yeah, a couple months.
Unknown inheritance. Oops, hold on.
Scroll the other way.
You see this?
Yeah.
Okay. Unknown inheritance. What? This little thing.
Yeah.
And others who feel they have a claim to the land can cause problems in the future. Even if you have what looks like a legitimate deed in your hand, a good attorney is important.
Yeah.
That is true.
No handshake deals. Don't you?
But not only that, you need to find out if that land is inherited by a family member.
Yeah.
You have to find out if any taxes, all the taxes have been paid, all of those things. Because if you don't,
somebody can sell it to you and you have no legal right to own it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good attorney is utmost. If some of those things you say, what the saying is, you get what you pay for. You pay for a good attorney. Definitely pay for a good attorney if you're going to do something like
that. Ecuadorians are very kind. They are very kind. They're very helpful.
That's what Lorana said. Until you're ready to go on vacation, you got to get a babysitter for your livestock. I love retirement. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about the chickens.
We'll get somebody. Lorana, you know somebody. We got it. I know Lorana knows somebody.
Yeah, my little Greta and Netta are doing great. I will say this: I did not expect for them to be as big as they are. Do you have a picture of them?
As fast as they are, not from the last couple of days.
They went from this big
Pequeños.
at 2 weeks old, and right now they're 8 weeks old, and they're about that tall. I wish I could share a picture with you on how they look.
Yeah, they got pretty big. They're actually gonna get bigger.
I hope not, because they're big.
Well, they're definitely gonna get bigger.
And the crazy thing is, when I try to look up information on the chickens that we have, they're always a dish.
Yeah, it always comes up as a dish.
A recipe for them.
Yeah.
How you can prepare them. I don't want that.
Yeah, we're not gonna eat those two yet.
What did you just do?
I took it off. I didn't have any new pictures of that.
What about mine? You couldn't go into mine?
Yeah, hold on.
Sorry, y'all. Just trying to give you an update on what they look like.
Okay.
They're right there.
All right. Hold on. Keep talking.
Just click on it.
I can't because I won't be able to show it like that. I gotta download it.
It's a picture right here.
Oh. Okay.
1 second. He's very slow at the moment.
That's all right.
So this is what they look like from the last time. Maybe I don't know when you last did a video.
Yeah, this was earlier this week or maybe last week. I can't remember.
What?
This picture.
This picture was yesterday. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Well, that's what they look like. And they were like little pequeños a few weeks ago.
They were not
little fuzzballs.
At the moment, they are 8 weeks old, and I think by 12 weeks they should be fully grown.
You sure they're older than 8 weeks old?
Why you keep asking me about my
I feel like they are. I feel like they're like 12.
Tell you they are 8 weeks old.
But yeah, they're supposed to start.
Correction, they're 9 weeks.
Okay, they're supposed to start laying at what, 22, 23?
25 weeks.
25. Okay, so like February-ish. So yeah, we'll see.
But it's a joy to have them. I never thought that I would want to have chickens. I know he wanted to have chickens, but to have the option to have the chickens, he has the quails. Those jokers just too busy. They hop. Where do they fly?
No, they jump. That's like a defense mechanism. When you get close to them, they just jump. Yeah, they might accidentally break their own neck. It happens every once in a while. But
when he's trying to catch them,
they're not that hard to catch anymore.
He loses at least 2 of them whenever he gets.
I'll find them eventually, y'all. It's not like they're gone. They'll hide behind something in the yard. I gotta go find them. And they duck down under stuff. So
you're.
You want to go here?
Johnny said, we will fortunately live here. I was wondering who was taking care of the birds. We have a good pet sitter if you need one.
Yes, if we can get that information from you, that would be quite awesome. Because we will probably need that person next year.
Just for the chickens.
Yeah.
We have too many quails to be transporting. When they get closer to egg laying size, be sure to get them some crushed oyster shells or something like that.
I use crushed eggshells. I use crushed eggshells. That's why I feed to my quails too. So every egg that we use, whether it be chicken egg or quail egg. Um, we put the shells in the freezer, and then when the bag fills up, take them out, dry them out in the sun, or dry them in the oven, and crush them up and add them to their food so they get some of that good calcium
That's
return.
another thing. If you don't have a dehydrator and you want to dehydrate something, just put it in the sun, like that morning to that evening.
It'll be dry.
It'll be dry, especially strawberries, blueberries. Take a couple of days. What else I put out there?
Peppers.
Peppers.
Yeah.
Peppers take a minute. You have to, but they're great dehydrated because you can crush them up and you have your own red pepper flakes. But yeah.
Yeah, the sun's strong. It'll dry. It'll dry something out.
Netta and Greta, yes, they are two peas in a pod.
Two old ladies.
They don't move without each other. Netta is more docile. She likes being by herself. Greta finds her. She sometimes pecks her, and I have to like calm things down. And they're very greedy.
They like to eat.
Very greedy.
And quail are the gateway livestock. Is there rabbits next? Nah, we're not getting no rabbits.
Oh no,
I ain't gonna deal with that.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. I got just enough space for my quails and the chickens.
What would you do with rabbits anyway?
Yeah, kill them and eat them.
No, I don't eat rabbit.
I do, but I ain't gonna keep none. Maybe we had a farm in the US or something. Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean,
just the freedom of how people live here,
and to be how to move about within the city is very accessible and accommodating. Yeah. The buses go everywhere. The buses go everywhere. You can take a taxi. I think to Central will be like, depending on where you are, where you live, the most maybe $6.
Yeah, you got to be coming pretty far away. Like for us, it depends on where you're going. If you're just going to Central, it's like it could be a couple dollars. If there's a lot of traffic, it may be more than that. But yeah, the taxis are really, really affordable. And I think we mentioned earlier that the taxis in Salinas didn't have meters. The taxis here in Cuenca do have meters, and they started 55 cents.
Yeah,
they started 55.
So I will say this, Steve, just to give, because Steve and I move in tangent.
Pretty much, yeah.
And see, but because when he broke his ankle, I had to do a lot of things by myself, and it wasn't I won't say it was a fear. I didn't know how I would feel if I was out by myself, having to do certain things. And because of the situation of the incident that took place, I had to go and handle insurance paperwork by myself, government situations by myself, grocery stores, taxis and things. It's very doable. And like Lorana, who's one of our subscribers, she lives here in Cuenca. She does it on a daily basis. Yeah. And does it well.
Yeah, like Cuenca. I mean, Lorana is in the wind all the time. and check her channel too. Check Lorana's YouTube channel.
She's more fluent with Spanish. And when I say fluent, meaning she can have complete sentences and conversations with Ecuadorians versus my conversation with Ecuadorians. Yeah. It's spotty. Very spotty.
But low rudimentary.
But how did you feel with me having to navigate without you?
I was nervous. I made sure I pulled up her location on my Google Maps. And I had to make sure that, hey, where you at? Because Google Maps says you're offline right now, and she may have been somewhere, a signal went out or whatever.
At times it got kind of annoying because he was calling me and I'm like,
hey, so what? I'm not used to her going and doing stuff without me, even though it's perfectly okay. There's other single like women here that do this all the time. But since we move together so much, I have to make sure that she's okay because I'm here kind of like, incapacitated. So I want to make sure. That's all. But it is absolutely doable. You can get around, kind of not with very minimal issues. And even if you take the bus somewhere, I think the longest we've ever had to walk after getting off the bus was like maybe like 10 minutes to
Yeah.
wherever we were going, wherever our destination was. So it's always within like a 10-minute walk at the most.
Now, let me give you let me insert something for Salinas and Cuenca. He would not be as comfortable with me moving around in Salinas at night
No,
by myself.
no.
Now, going to the grocery store, going to the mall, he would have been okay.
Yeah.
But here in Salinas, in Cuenca, we do way more than what we did in Salinas. And I will say there were motorcycle robberies that did happen in and around Salinas, mostly in Libertad. But here in Cuenca, it's a little more safe.
Yeah. Not to say that it's safe. No, we're not saying that. We're not going to fool nobody. But it is a safer overall environment. It's a much bigger city, but a safer overall environment.
That he doesn't. It's not much of a concern with me moving about the city by myself as it would have been if I had gone to, because like we were saying, Libertad is near Salinas. Libertad,
it's sketchy.
It's sketchy.
Yeah, and I'm not. Here's the thing. Sketchy as in I wouldn't feel comfortable by sending her out there by herself. Sketchy. That's just like it's a comfortability issue. Not saying that
you can't.
Not saying that it was likely that something would happen to her if she went out by. No. I would just feel nervous about it. Debbie asked, how much is an airport ride to the to Salinas? Okay, so
how much is
a taxi ride? I'm sorry, a taxi ride. So if you get a private taxi, they're typically going to charge you like $70. However, if you take the bus, because the bus terminal is near the airport, so if you just take a quick taxi over to the bus terminal or walk over there, you can if you want. The bus is $5 to the terminal in Salinas.
And you would have to, depending on where you live, you have to get a taxi from the bus terminal,
right,
which is in Libertad,
it's in Santa Elena. Yeah, it's in Santa Elena, Bayanita.
To go,
and it's like $6 or so.
$5 to
$6 to get from there to the Malecon. Or you can do a van. There's a van that actually goes right to the Malecon, and it's $12. You just have to get a ride from the airport from there. That one was kind of small, but the vans that go from Guayaquil to Cuenca, those are really nice.
Very nice. Yeah, you got Alianza, you got Open Ad, you got it's two Open Zoe.
Yeah, Open Azaway. Yeah, there's several of them.
It's several. But you still you can take a bus from Cuenca to Guayaquil to the airport. You can take a van. You can hire a taxi driver.
Yeah, but at Salinas, the taxi driver's going to charge you about $70. However, they're building a new airport for Guayaquil. So by the time you move to September of next year, that airport may be open. And the airport is actually going to be an hour and a half from Salinas rather than 2.5 hours. So that rate will probably be different than what we're saying right now.
Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Because we know where that airport is. It's being built. It's in between Salinas and Guayaquil. You go to the barber head? Nah. I've been shaving my head since 2013. I've been to a barber 2 times, and that was just to trim my beard like before we went on a trip. So yeah, I'm not sure how much. There's lots of barbers. There's lots of barbers around here. A lot of like Venezuelan barbers and stuff. So they can cut your hair. Like that's no problem. I just don't know how much it costs.
I've seen online some haircuts can be $4, $5, depending on the barber, and then I'm pretty sure, depending on your rapport with them, the price can change as well.
Yeah. Carol, thank you so much. You've been here since the very beginning, and we appreciate your super chat.
Debbie said we have the earbuds with app that does Spanish translation. Is that commonly seen there? If it is,
Yeah, we
we
don't
want to
know.
know because
We don't know.
there's a lot of people who are on the bus. They have on headphones. Don't know if they're listening to music, watching YouTube,
Yeah,
Facebook,
and we
Instagram.
don't typically see a lot of expats on the bus. The train, yes, but not on the bus. Like I think we may have seen an expat on the bus a couple times, but we know people who take the bus pretty regular. Um, we just don't see other expats that often on the bus.
And then it depends on the line because we may not be
Depends on where
going.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah, so they could be on a different bus than ours. So it's
yeah. We just don't.
possible.
We personally just don't see that many. But
But
the
the
headphones.
train. Oh,
I'm sorry, the
but the
headphones.
train.
Go ahead.
But the train goes. It goes in one direction. It leaves Parque Industrial to
Rio Tarque.
what
Rio Tarque.
Rio Tarque.
Yeah.
So you're more than likely to cross paths with more expats on the train versus
and it goes
buses.
right through Central too. But what was I about to say? I was about to say something. Oh, earbuds. I've heard people talk about those translation earbuds. I just don't know anybody that's been using them. So they may be beneficial. You may want to give them, if you have them already, give them a shot. Find someone that speaks another language and have them talk to you and see if it translates. I do know that like newer phones, like
iPhone,
the iPhones, the Google Pixel 10s, they have like automatic translation in the phone, built in. Get used to using WhatsApp before you get here. Learn as much about it as you can. Install it. If you contact anyone here, use their WhatsApp number and get used to using it because everybody uses WhatsApp. Literally everybody uses WhatsApp. Businesses too.
What I've seen. Oh, so Mark says he's gotten a good $4 haircut here in Cuenca in last March. He has cut his hair here in the US himself for decades because he's cheap.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I mean, when you're bald, why not?
Yeah. And LaShawn does her own hair. She's done it for years. She does her own locks.
So. I'm like Mark. I'm cheap.
Yeah.
And another thing, Mark, I'm tender-headed. I don't like people pulling being heavy-handed with me. No. I'll manage. I'll figure it out. I'll watch a YouTube channel to figure out if I need to do something. But I've had locks since 2017, so it's been 8 years.
Yeah, you actually started in 2016.
Oh, 2016.
Yeah, you started in 2016.
But I have cut it. I cut it 2 years ago. It was 2 years. Yep.
Was it 2 years ago? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was long.
It was right after Joe left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I cut it and it has grown back. I got about, I guess, 6-7 inches back. But
yeah. So if that is something that you're thinking about, if you come here, hair, especially for a guy, it's not going to cost you that much.
And there's barbershops up and down near San Blas.
Yeah, and Chola Cuencana, there's a bunch of them. Yeah,
that's San Blas.
Is it? Well, that's a little further San Blas. Anyway, there's a bunch of
according to the bus, it's San Blas.
There's a bunch of barbershops. That's not going to be a problem.
Now
hair care,
locks, may be harder for a person of color.
Yeah.
So if you have locks, there are a lot of shops. I know Lorana goes to Guayaquil. There's places in Manta. I'm pretty sure there may be places in Quito. There is a shop here that helps does locks and braids for people of color.
Yeah, so that is.
But hair care products may be hard to find.
The ones that you're used to, the ones you want to use, like they may.
Yeah, the ones that you used to that you use in the U.S. may not find it here. Yeah. I know Pantene, L'Oreal, Maybelline. Yeah, those brands are here.
Yeah. So speaking of just products, if there are certain things that you want, you can't order stuff to come here like straight from Amazon. You can get a third party.
You can get mule
Mule
men.
service. You can have a mailbox or something in the United States that sends stuff here. Like we use Serbian Traeger sometimes. One thing we haven't done for whatever reason is you can, if you go on Amazon, you can just create another Amazon account for like South America, like Brazil. They actually suggest you use Brazil or like Colombia or something like that, and you can order stuff directly from there, or you can order stuff from the United States. Just remember, there's going to be tariffs or whatever, depending on where that product is actually coming from. You can pretty much order, most things. Certain things just prohibited. Like you can find that out pretty easy.
It will let you know as soon as you try to click on the product, whether you use Mia or Amazon, it'll let you know it's prohibited.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to get it here. Simple things like certain oils can't be shipped here. Electronics,
cell phones over a certain amount.
Tools, you're not gonna get here. Some kitchen kitchen appliances, you're not gonna get here.
Yeah.
So,
but for the most part, a lot of things you can get here. If you can't find it here physically, you can order it. So there's certain things you just gotta have, and you can. Debbie, thank you for all the info. We will continue to follow your videos. Great couple. I have to run, but thank you so much. Thank you for all the questions, and thank you for even being here. As long as you're here for a while, Debbie, we appreciate it.
Yeah. And sorry the live went long. We're trying to cover everything. We want to answer your questions as much as possible. If you, like I said, the coast is wonderful. On the coast is beautiful, and the seafood is so fresh.
It's great.
It's
shrimp and calamari and
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Fish,
tuna. You can think of. You can get it on the coast, and it's not expensive. You can get shrimp $2.50 pound, ahi tuna. What is it? Mahi. It's a lot of fresh seafood on the coast.
The mahi is the popo. Yeah, popo's octopus. Mahi is dorado, and it's also dolphin fish. So if you hear any one of those three, it's all the same fish. Johnny, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Is that a little red panda? I can't tell, or a fox, wherever it is, it's cute. Appreciate it. Thank you, Carol.
So if you have any additional questions, we'll be happy to go ahead and answer those before we end the chat. But all in all, the U.S. is not on the radar. It's not at the top of our list. That may not make some people happy because we're saying that it's not in the list. But for us, working is not an option. We're not at the moment.
No.
If we can, in the future, hopefully it's not in the moment. I mean, not in the future. So we want to enjoy our what are these days? Our elderly days. I don't want to say elderly because we're not.
Just our relaxing retirement days. That's it. That's what we want to do.
My golden years.
Yeah.
I want my golden years
to be golden.
Be golden and stress-free and relaxed.
And I know, one of these days we'll probably have to talk about. I know some people ask us about vehicles, about if you want to get a vehicle or should you, or all these other things. That's one of those things that keeps coming back and forth to us.
But I don't want one because I don't want the stress of car maintenance. I don't think we travel enough to have a car. Right. I mean, there are times when like when he hurt himself, trying to get a taxi was inconvenient.
Yeah,
at the moment because we weren't thinking clearly because we could have called an actual taxi that would have came straight to the house, but we were in the moment.
So we might come back to that subject, in a future video or whatever if we decide, because like you're saying, it became like, man, after I hurt myself, like, man, we kind of wish we had a car. But then other times, like, man, we're glad we don't have a car. So I don't know.
Because the parking is, it's not a lot of parking here.
The place isn't built with big parking lots everywhere.
No.
So it's not.
They do have parking lots. Parking lots that you can go to. Some of them charge. Some of them are free. If you go to the grocery store, they have parking garages within behind
on the premises. Yeah. We'll come back to that. We'll see. It was actually this one first. Johnny said, as Americans, you can go to Albania and stay for a year. And we're interested in like just traveling around Europe, so I don't know. Maybe we'll get to Albania one day. I couldn't point it out on the map though.
I left the U.S. not because I hated it, but I was gone for a decade. When I came back, I didn't know it anymore. I still don't hate it. I just can't feel comfortable there.
Yeah.
That's
kind of what I was.
That's a good point.
That's kind of what I was saying earlier. I don't hate the United States. I just don't necessarily want to be there.
We love not driving too, Lorana.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that comes with the U.S., it involves purchasing a car because things are so far out. If you're living in the southeastern part of the U.S.,
or even anywhere, in the Midwest, especially in the Midwest,
you have to purchase a car. It's almost like it's meant for you to consume unnecessarily because they don't want you to find easier ways to travel or get around. But the joy of not having a car is wonderful. The joy of taking a bus. I never thought I would love jumping on a bus.
Yeah. It's so convenient.
It's very convenient.
Yeah. There are times when it's like, oh my goodness, this isn't convenient because we may be carrying something and you're like, why is the bus taking so long? It's because we just missed the previous one or whatever.
Or I've caught the bus and the bus is completely packed. And you have the choice. You got that choice. Do you get on or do you get off?
I've already waited 15 minutes.
You got another 20 minutes to wait. Hop on. Because they're going to allow you to get on. Whether it's 70 people on that bus or not, you still get on that bus. Because the next stop may let off.
You may have a hard time getting off.
3 or 4 people getting off.
Yeah.
But
either way, the
experience is great.
Yeah, we still prefer
riding
having the bus than not.
And the tram is great. Walking, you don't always have to get on the bus. You don't always have to take the tram. You can walk.
Yeah, you take the bus to a place and just walk wherever you need to go.
And walking helps your health.
Absolutely.
Get your steps in. Carol says she looked forward to adapting to a more relaxed state of being.
Yeah.
It's definitely a relaxed state of being for me. I sit in the yard and look at the trees.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's something relaxing about it.
It's so relaxing.
They're swaying out here and
And just so for people who don't know, Ecuador has a lot of dogs in different places. And their states. Dogs run freely from 8 to 5. They're on a quest.
They clock in for a shift every morning.
And Ecuadorians allow their dogs they let them out in the morning. Even if they're at home, they let their dogs out because I've seen posts in my chat that they let their dogs go out to go hang out with their friends.
Yeah. And this is in our neighborhood chat, not like Facebook or anything.
Right. Neighborhood chat. The dogs are let out to go hang out with their friends so they can chase cars, chase motorcycles.
Which is what they do.
They walk along the parks and they're not a threat. I'm not saying all of them. The ones we come across, because I still carry a stick just in case something that dog is not feeling, he's not in a good mood. He or she is not in a good mood. But a lot of times they pay no attention. Yeah. They're on their quest. They're just out. So
looking for a free.
If you come and you see dogs walking along the Malecon, they're not there to attack you.
Yeah, or walking in the park here. Now, of course, there's always that stray, like, weird dog that might attack somebody. But for the most part, you see a dog here walking around, it's not paying you any attention.
But they're out hanging with their friends. They're crossing the street.
Yeah, they wait for traffic.
Yes, they're so domesticated.
Almost like they're looking at us like, hold on, don't go yet.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Okay, now.
right here.
Okay, so my house insurance and my car expenses here in the U.S. add up to about a half year of rent, and that,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's kind of crazy.
Crazy.
It's kind of crazy. So we're glad we're not actually dealing with that, honestly.
Lorana says, but you could pay $5 max and get home if you want to hop off the bus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And Johnny said, afraid to take the bus can feel like I'm gonna hurt myself. Hey, look, I have no issues with someone who says, "Hey, look, I'm nervous about the bus because I'm afraid I might fall or something might happen to me on the bus." It it makes sense because it is. I ain't gonna say it's likely, but it's very possible. Now we see really old people getting on the bus.
I mean,
People
the bus
help
driver
them and everything.
will.
They'll wait, but for the most part, if you look healthy enough to jump on the bus, or they're not waiting long before that bus pulls off. So you need to get on.
But they do come up to a complete stop here in Cuenca versus Salinas.
Yeah, they might not stop. If it's a young dude,
it's a slow roll.
if there's like a young dude getting on the bus, yeah, he's on the California road. Hey, man, hop on. So yeah, I know, Johnny, I get it. Like right now, even with my boot, once I start walking again, when I'm able to just kind of walk without crutches, I still wouldn't be comfortable like hopping on the bus with the bad foot. So I totally get it.
And you have to definitely hold on, because some drivers are a little more heavy on the foot.
Some of them are heavy on the brakes. Oh, and when you're standing up, you see everybody on the bus go shift back and forth.
They're swinging. We're swinging.
Yeah.
But everyone used to. You learn to become used to things here quickly because you have no choice.
Yeah. Carrie said, "Are the chicks at threat?" Can you explain that?
Are you talking about the chickens?
Or chicas? Yeah, explain that one. I'll answer that one.
Lorana says, if you got mobility or grip issues, don't take the bus.
Mm-hmm.
The buses are going to be on schedule and they drive
big shift buses.
If you can't move fast and hold on,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, she's right. Because you may have to get on that bus. Here's the thing: most people will move out of the way. If you're elderly, or if you have a disability, or if you have a small child with you, people will get up and give you a seat, and there are seats on the bus dedicated for those people. However, if the bus is full, you will very likely be standing up, and if you can't hold on to the little grip or the bar or the person you're with, it may not be the best idea to get on the bus, because we've gotten really good at
and you can be healthy. So
and you can be healthy and still fall.
When you're walking on the bus, once you get the last person, when they foot come off the curb, the bus is moving.
Yeah.
And if you're not
ready, if you're walking down the aisle, you might fly all the way to the back when he takes off.
Yeah, so you definitely need to be walking, holding on.
Yeah, you got to Spider-Man it all the way.
Johnny says, I already hurt my knee and had surgery. My husband fell and broke his hip. They also
go up on the curbs. Yeah. So that makes sense, John. I would be nervous about getting on the bus too. Absolutely. Yeah, total sense. And Carol said from the dogs. Oh yeah. We have our wall out here is like 10 feet high. So yeah, that's not even a problem.
Even though we have a neighbor down, maybe a couple of houses down that don't have walls. Their chickens walk the streets just like the dogs, and the dogs don't bother the chickens. So I don't know. It's an unspoken rule around here.
Yeah, they got territory, right? We walk to the bus stop, and there's like a group of chicken, a rooster and a group of chickens or whatever, and they're just kind of walking around.
They come down the hill. Yeah, everybody gets along. The horses, the cows, the sheep, the goats. Everyone gets along. Yeah. Dogs don't attack the sheep and goats and cows.
Yeah.
Horses be on side the road tied. You just go with the flow.
Whether it's legal or not.
Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Heed the bus warning. You're right, Ron. Yep. If you're not ready for it, then it does make sense to just take a taxi or the train. Train's a lot smoother. Train's a much smoother ride.
Yeah. And it just goes straight down the
it's not doing any
none of that.
Stopping it might stop for somebody trying to cross the tracks. So So yeah, be prepared for that if you're on the train. He
Unexpectedly.
may have to slam on the brakes.
Yeah, when someone
or a dog.
not paying attention, they're on the phone, they walk out in front of the tram.
Yeah, so he may slam the brakes. So yeah, just remember that. But you, depending on where you get on the tram, you'll either be very likely to get a seat or very unlikely to get a seat. If you get on at the beginning or the end, you're definitely it's gonna be empty.
Yeah.
Luckily, we live near one end, so when we get on it, it's empty. So unless do we have any other questions? If not, I think we can wrap it up. I think we've talked about quite a bit. It's the longest live we've ever done. So if we got any more questions, we'll answer them real quick. But otherwise, once we end the stream, you can pull it back up on our channel and send us comments in the comment field.
Any questions
you may have. And once again, thanks for all the super chats that we did get. We really appreciate y'all. You know, our channel's still small. We want to grow it, but we prefer to just put out useful information as opposed to like chasing views and clicks. So we appreciate the people who actually watch and like what we have to say.
And we're not moving back to the US.
Yeah.
So
that's the whole point of this video.
The comparison shows that it's not feasible, it's not doable, it's not affordable. And like we said, if it came down to we're just going to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can afford to move, I guess, in nearby areas of Ecuador, South America, or Central America.
If we're fortunate, we got another 50 years of life and we want to enjoy it. So we're going to make the most of it.
And for those of you that are moving to Ecuador, we hope we cross paths at some point, and it would be nice to meet you face to face.
Yep. And you're welcome, Johnny. Always glad to be helpful. And you're welcome, Mark. We do what we can. So anyway, that's it. That's it, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Watch our future videos. Check out my other channel, my movie channel, Steve's MGT. Links it's in the description. Sean's channel when she decides to put something on there. And
don't be waiting on me. Don't wait on me.
This is our only job, y'all. In terms of working,
this is his only job. My job is sit outside, look at the trees.
Which we're probably gonna do. It's nice and breezy right now. It's sunny.
It's nice and sunny, and it's beautiful today. So if it's nice and sunny where you are, get out, enjoy the weather, enjoy your area.
All right, Mark. Around June, cool. Hopefully we get to see you. So thank y'all for watching. Hit the like button. If you ain't hit the like button, please hit it. I should have said that earlier. Share the video, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll be back soon.